Hey, hello, folks. Welcome to One versus One Me. I'm D. That's Kex, and it's
Where's
9
this
p.m.
accent come from? Where's the accent come from?
What? I don't know. I don't know.
You went all northern, from to north, from to north.
Not
How
a
is
clue.
everyone?
Not a
How
clue.
are you, Chuckles?
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm itching to get back to my game actually. So
So should we make
yeah,
this quick, snappy? Is that what you're
yeah,
trying to say
yeah.
to
We'll
me?
have to we'll have to have a quick one tonight. Yeah.
Terrible behaviour. Terrible behaviour. Um, fair enough. I've been watching Breaking Bad still. Was I watching Breaking Bad last week?
No, it might have been Prison Break last week. No, you could have been up to season 2 last week. You was up to a Breaking Bad actually.
Yeah, because I've been playing my Xbox this week actually as well, and last week as well. I've been playing Destiny with Dan, so we kind of watch an episode or two around dinner time, and that's it really. Because he's one of those well, you know what Dan's like. He's one of those gamers where he's got to get it done. He's got to do it. Everything's got to get done. And I'm like,
You don't mind doing the grind, yeah?
Dan will sit there all day grinding, like legit. He will
Yeah.
just sit there all fucking day playing whatever it is that he's playing, and I can't do that. I can't do that. So I've cooked a full English. I've cooked a Sunday roast. I've planted some seeds today, and done some other things, potted around the house and whatnot. But Dan has been on Xbox all day. Although I did take out a 45-minute break, which I'll talk to you guys about in a bit when Dan's back. I had 45 minutes of doing quite literally nothing, but Dan's outside, I think, or he's having a poo. I actually don't know. He's not in his chair, and those are the two places that he'd be. He'd either be on the toilet or he'd be outside having a smoke. Hello, Vlad,
Yo,
and
Chris.
hello, Chris, and hello,
How's it
Tom.
going?
I
How's it
haven't seen
going?
Tom for a while. How you been?
Tom, how's it going, man? And
Um,
Vlad, hello.
yeah,
Yes.
I haven't really.
Chris does not like Destiny, I don't think.
That's okay. He's allowed to not like Destiny. Go in my
See, I'm
chat.
not a massive fan of it, but I'll play it. But yeah, no, like I said, I'm playing No Man's Sky at the moment, so I'm probably worse than Dano. I'm literally, getting my phone games done in the morning, then I'm on that all day. Yo, how's it going, Cabbage Knickers? Hello, there you go. Yeah, Destiny's definitely space stuff, but yeah, No Man's Sky is as well. But yeah, you finally recovered. Glad finally recovered from
Took a
last week.
while.
Awesome,
Took
man.
a week. Holy moly.
Got those electrolytes back.
Oh.
Yeah, that's but No Man's Sky. Yeah, I'm on a permadeath game at the moment, which basically means if I die, that save file gets deleted, so you have to start from the beginning, basically. But yeah, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. Maybe for somebody else, you'd probably like something more like Fallout series, or maybe Outer Worlds. I think that's on Game Pass at the moment. Actually, no, that's Space One as well. Thinking of it, trying to think of some. Ark Survival, but that's dinosaurs, and that can be just as bad for some people.
Warface.
Well, Warface is shit though. Fucking honestly,
Warface
come
is
on.
garbage. It is one of the worst games ever.
So I mean, how did we invest so much time into that piece of crap? Honestly.
Yeah, because of the clan, man. I can't. It's difficult. It's difficult to, you know, not play when you run the clan that's number one in the world on Xbox One. Like, it's difficult to not play it, you know. So
yeah,
yeah.
easy for me.
I have a question for the chat, and this is a really strange question, because it's been up to debate in my house. How much money is reasonable to spend on a new kettle? Dan's laughing in the kitchen. A new kettle. How much would you guys spend on a new kettle?
15, 20 quid.
Okay. Fuck off with your £6. What about you guys? 20 quid tops. Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, 20 quid tops from Chris. Look.
20 quid from Tom.
20 quid from Tom. Yeah. Yo, Paul, how's it going, man? Yeah, 20 from Paul. Yeah, so about 20
Not
quid
that
seems to be
one,
a pretty concise consensus. And like I say, I'd more likely stick more to the 15 quid type of range because $3,
$3.
free fitting, free fitting.
Walmart kettle.
But no,
So
they're not all the same, and anymore is not like a rip-off, unfortunately. No, like I say, yeah, the more, not necessarily the more you pay, the better quality of materials you get, but it is a rule of thumb, obviously, unless it's got a big name on it. But yeah, cheap ones, you get what you pay for. Like, if I'm paying 15 quid for a kettle, I don't expect it to last more than like a year or two.
So yeah, this is what me and my dad were talking about, right? So my dad kind of agrees with that. The more you pay, like the longer your kettle's gonna last. Usually, like if you buy a £6 kettle like Dan has in his house, chances are it's probably not gonna last that long. So I once bought one for £60. That's a lot. That's quite a lot of money. Okay, that's a lot more. I spent £25 and then like £4.95 on postage, so 30 quid because our kettle broke. Obviously, I'm not just buying kettles for no reason, but it is a Russell Hobbs one, and it's got a Brita filter in it as well. So I just kind of was like, well, it's there, why not? Fuck it, we'll buy that one. Because like the cheaper ones kind of just look like flimsy shit, like they just fall apart. But apparently that was too much money. According to my mum, that's too much money on a kettle. No, I don't think so, personally. So anyway, the first question that we had in the chat, the first initial question. Oh God, what's going on here? That's wrong. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I've done something to my hair. There we go. Was Vlad saying it's it's the way this StreamYard flips your pictures round, like.
Yeah, so you're trying to fix the hair, you're fixing it the wrong way. Yeah.
Fixing it the wrong way, yeah. So yeah, have I got that was the one. Yeah. What's the topics for today? So me and Dee haven't spoken since Monday, Tuesday. We've texted, but we haven't spoken.
Yeah,
normally we'd phone each other a couple of times.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of things that I want to talk about. I assume Dee has a couple of things he wants to talk about, but I want to talk about Kim Jong-un and I want to talk about coronavirus.
Kim Jong-un, pick one. I watched the interview not yesterday, but the day before.
Thanks, babe. With
for context, for those who don't know, it was the film that kind of got banned everywhere because it was about the assassination of Kim Jong-un. Yeah, Kim Jong-il, whoever. The latest one. It's kind of a terrible film, but it's a decent stoner movie, or made by people that make stoner movies. So
okay, so
you've got to watch it on Netflix. I think you should definitely watch it. I mean, I'm surprised that Dano must have watched it. Ask Dano; he's bound to have watched it.
What's it called?
The Interview.
Dan, have you watched The Interview?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Told you.
Heard it from him. Yeah. So initial reports were coming out saying that a surgeon he was in heart surgery and the surgeon's hand was all shaky and he was in a vegetative state or dead. I'm sure. You've heard this, right, Dee? No. Oh God, I should have texted you. I should have messaged you. So Kim Jong Un is supposedly dead. Says every single news source across the world except for North Korea.
Oh.
North Korea are saying that he is still very much alive, blah blah blah. But yeah, every other news source is saying that he is gone. Nil point, dead. Thoughts? You don't fucking know. So what's the point of
if
us
it's on the
talking?
news, it must be true though. Yeah, everyone's dying of coronavirus at the moment. That's true, isn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You quit watching Seth Rogen years ago. Too much homosexual undertones. Yeah, the interview's just one long gay joke. You might not want to watch it then, Vlad. Avoid it. But yeah, unfortunately, that's what you get from that lot.
Do you want to acknowledge the other comment as well?
Sorry. Well, yeah.
I went to that snobby hangout. I thought you guys were going to be there. They blocked me after a couple of comments. Then they defended Jimmy Savile.
Well, yeah, no, I wasn't in the chat much. I watched them while I cooked and ate, and after I'd finished eating, I just I can't even remember what I put in chat, saying like I watched while I was eating. Back to gaming now. Catch you later, guys. Happy birthday, snobby, something like that kind of thing. So
yeah,
I didn't notice anyone that was supposed to be going over there from here went over, as far as I could tell. So.
Yeah, I mean,
defending Jimmy Savile, is probably the main point there that I've just completely skipped over.
Yeah, you have.
I'd probably have to go back and watch that and get some
I'd have
context.
to rewatch. If you can give us a timestamp context, that like a timestamp, so I can go get the context. That would be great.
Anyone trying to defend Jimmy Savile, not good in my books. So I'd have to actually see that for myself.
And then Chris says Dean Cakes letting those people ruin your stream last week was not good. The thing is that's entirely subjective. That's a completely subjective comment. I mean, how many times have we been on the toilet or the grey area and Jed's let somebody stay and stay and stay and stay? When you're the host, without somebody in the comments telling us, like, you guys that we trust, you guys are who we do these videos for, without you telling us straight away this isn't working, when you're on this side, you kind of get wrapped up in the conversation that's going on. When you have another panel guest on, the stream is definitely led a different way depending on who's on the stream. That's kind of obvious. So yeah, should have carried on what you were doing and not let them interrupt your stream. See, for me, what derailed me in the conversation that we were having was when Sue came in, because like I absolutely love Sue, and as soon as Sue came in, I was just like, Sue, yay! Like because D-Mom, that's not right. Dee's mom's great. So from then, I just completely was like, I can't even remember what I was saying.
So before we carry on, because it's relevant to that point, my mum has threatened to actually come on panel one day, so we'll have to see how
that's amazing. Yeah, that'd be great. We'll have a great chat. I love Sue.
I'm not looking forward to it, but still.
They should be interacting with what you were doing, not the other way around. Yeah, I see what you mean, but kind of the conversation had already been derailed. Oh yeah, definitely. It's not plugged in. Definitely, like, Sue's great. So as soon as Sue came on, for me, that had already derailed what we were talking about. My brain had completely stopped. And then when Dusty was here, I wasn't paying attention to kind of what we were talking about. And whenever a new panel guest comes on, you always ask them. I always ask them how they are. Jed always asks people how they are, what they've been up to and stuff like that. So for me, the conversation had already died. Rewatching it, I see what you mean, Chris, and I do totally get what you're saying.
it did seem, yeah, a bit more to me anyway. Like I say, when you look back at it, it looked to me a bit more like she come on as an advertisement more than anything else. Like, I don't know, like, because obviously you've had more interactions with her than me. But
It's difficult because the conversation felt very, very forced after then. But after
which I
the
suppose
fact,
goes back to Chris's point. It
exactly, yeah.
ruined the show. But I mean, see,
But
this is the thing. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to draw the line of when do you let like the normies in, and when do you like tell them to fuck off, if you know what I mean. How, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe, yeah, I certainly think we could have handled it better and just, like Chris said, carried on as normal. And if they handled it, they handled it, and if not, then not.
yeah,
And I think
but
that if it happens in future, yeah, that would probably be the way I'll like to take it. But
yeah, but I do think that a lot of the time when I don't know if you agree, when you're on this side, it's difficult to gauge how you're coming across unless you rewatch. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
oh yeah, and
it's very difficult because go on.
I was going to say, yeah, no, for me, it was literally, I mean, I was taken off guard with the conversation, just trying to be nice to the guest we had on, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah,
I think, yeah, it went over the top. It's like, well, yeah, why?
hmm yeah. Vlad says shout out to Jed and VB. Dude, do we even need to shout them out anymore? Like everybody knows they're going to be mentioned 50 times in our stream. But yeah, shout out to Jed and VB. They're good eggs.
Definitely.
Last
Well, I watched
night
VB
I was
live. Yes. Oh,
yeah.
we watched. Yeah, because you was
Well,
in the
I
chat as
didn't. I
well.
had him. I'm going to rewatch it probably tomorrow or sometime. I watched while he was in the car and with the music, and I didn't expect VB to have such amazing taste in music. I honestly
it was
didn't.
awesome. Yeah.
I always just imagined him to be like into like Evanescence and other Christian rock. Do you know what I mean? Like
Is Evanescence Christian rock?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn, I like Evanescence. I didn't realise that was Christian rock.
It's Christian Rocky Cabbage.
But no, he was like death metal, wasn't he? That was proper good shit. Like, it's
Yeah.
reminiscent of Sepultura
Hey,
to me. I don't know who it was that he was listening to, but yeah,
I
definitely.
can't remember now.
Because death metal for me is more of, I mean, I kind of listen now and again. Sepultura is a big one for me because they were like the first death metal band I came across. Like, but yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't expect him to have such good taste in music.
And yes, hello Mick, how's it going, bud?
How are you doing? How is everyone? And the other thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know what the fuck you want to talk about, but the other thing I wanted to say, Lena Siegman, she is the singer for Call of Duty. She did 115, and can't remember the name of the other big song in Call of Duty. It was the Origin soundtrack for Black Ops 2. Origins Black Ops 2? Yeah, thank you.
I might have heard her, and possibly.
You would have. You 100. Oh, it's the DLC Origins that she's in. You have to, zombies. You have to like rub your belly on all the plates, and then the music comes on, and she's the one that's singing it.
Yeah. I did a few of the. I did a few of the Easter eggs.
Like Easter eggs, yeah.
Back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day. Now it's just the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's who Elena Siegman is. And hello, Loops. How are you? So the other thing I wanted to talk about was coronavirus and how there's a few things, and I mentioned one of them. I believe I mentioned it on the toilet last week, but I can't quite remember if that's where I mentioned it. It has to have been there, right? Or maybe it was just I spoke about it briefly. Is that the brain's just stopped working? It will come back. It will come back. Right, that's it. I've got it. Is that the website that I use to look? Thanks, Dee. The website that I use. that I use to look at the statistics. If you look at it, you've got number of cases, number of deaths, numbers of recovered, numbers of this, numbers of that. If you look at England's, nobody has recovered. 3 weeks ago, when I was doing my numbers, there was like 5,000 people in England who had recovered and was in the. Oh, do you know what? I'll just get it up for you if it's still there. I'll get it there if it's still up here. I'll screen share and show you what I'm talking about, because otherwise I'm just not making sense.
Oh, Tom needs to get out and get his new guitar. Yeah, lockdown's keeping him away from it.
Can you drop the link in the chat so I can join on my laptop, please?
That is a massive pain in the arse, I think, for a lot of people buying all those like unessential essentials to keep you sane.
Yeah. Oh. Who decides what's essential and what's not?
I know, it's ridiculous.
Thank you.
I mean, I've not seen myself, but I've heard petrol prices are really low at the moment. So
yeah, they are.
My advice would be, if you've got a car, go out and buy a load, like store it for when prices shoot back up when the lockdown goes over. Like.
Okay, go on then. Right.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so can you see my mouse? Yes. Okay, so the left-hand column, you've got total cases, new cases, blah, 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 blah. And then if you go across to total recovered and then down to the UK, you'll see that it says NA. But before, that had a number. Yeah, funny. That had a number before. It was like 5,000 and something. Because I showed you.
Well, I'm sure if you go back to one of your videos, you mention it, don't you, when you did the breakdown?
It would be in here. Okay, I've just opened 3. That's too many. I don't need that many.
I'll remove that for a minute where you're going through your stuff anyway.
Oh, there's no. This is everything's in separate files. Don't worry.
Oh, hello, Mano the Nemesis. Yeah, we'll be hosting guests in a minute. Just let Cakes finish doing what she's doing, and yeah, we'll open up the panel.
Oh, this is gonna. It will take me too long to find it, but if you guys don't believe me, I'll find it and post it another day. But it's gonna take me too long to find it right now because it's not in most recent where I'd expect it to be. But yeah, UK, there have been nobody that's recovered. So that is really weird, right? It's not just me. That's fucking weird.
So I'll put that back. Yeah, no, like that is not just you. I can see it myself right there. Oh, you've just gone back, but that doesn't matter.
No, I've changed it back. It's all right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
You having a seizure? Yeah.
I'm obviously having a seizure. Yeah.
I don't understand. And somebody said India's numbers are fun, so let's find India. India's here. 27,000 cases, 800 deaths, 6,000 have recovered, and none in serious condition right now. But there's a few places.
Sweden didn't lock down. That's how. Oh, there it is, Sweden. It was on that page you were on a second ago. Sorry,
got it, yeah. Sweden, 18,000, 2,000 deaths, 1,000 recovered. And then New Zealand as well. Apparently New Zealand had their first outbreak the day that we did. And they've somehow only got 1,400 cases and only 18 deaths. Now, we can speculate why, but I personally think is because they're not as densely populated as we are. Over in New Zealand, I believe they have 3 times the land space, but considerably less population. It might be more or less land space. I might have just pulled that number out my arse.
I don't know whether the old adage is true that there's more sheep in New Zealand than people, but that's definitely an old thing that was definitely going around in my head at least.
Yeah,
no, I feel like
almost at 1 million.
It'll have nothing to do with any of that. It'll all have to do with how they test and how they decide to diagnose it. It's that simple, and then how their authorities decided to act when it comes to filling in death certificates.
Well,
like I say, that seems to be the main factor in all these countries is the tests, diagnosis, and how the government has decided to declare it on the death certificate.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the other interesting point is if you look at England's tests, how is it that half of the people England have tested actually do have fucking coronavirus? How, like you can see, 660, well, not half, sorry, that's a fucking lie, but a quarter of the people who have been tested actually have coronavirus. That seems like, I don't know, man, that just seems weird.
Yeah.
Because they're only tested sick people. You know?
This is a numbers game. It really is. It's kind of what I've been sticking to pretty much the whole time. It's a fake numbers game. Whether there's an actual corona or not, it doesn't matter. The point is the numbers have been manipulated everywhere. So
yeah,
I'm sorry, my PC's going a bit nuts at the moment, so I can't actually do anything. So I can't even take that off the screen at the moment. Give me a second. I'll just do a quick reset on the PC.
Oh, you can't put us back on the screen either.
No, like I say, just give it and takes a few minutes to get it loaded back up.
Well, I can't check chat. Well, actually, no, I can check chat because there's nothing on this screen anyway. So we'll just look at this screen.
Okay, it's all right. I'm turned off. It's literally just doing the turning on bit again now.
Oh god, the chat's gone crazy. Hang on, I need to catch up. It's not letting me scroll. Right.
Yeah, sorry, I'll neglect this chat a little bit for a minute, but
2 months to the gallon. I'm very interested. Are you hosting other guests? Can I join in this discussion? Weird NA vast majority recover. That's why, and it would contradict the fear mongering. Exactly. Who is Ali Mack? Deserves a Wednesday.
Ali Mack, he's someone from over at Snobbies and
yeah, he's been in our chat. Ali Mack's cool. I'm just trying to talk for a bit. Is there a link? Yeah. Guys, if you click on that link.
Yeah, there should be a link further up in the chat.
And as soon as Dee's computer is working, his £1,000 gaming computer is working, I'm sure he'll get you on here.
Right, so remove from stream. There we go. Got there.
I'm so proud.
The benefits of having a nice fast PC now, like that would have taken me ages on a laptop. That literally we'd been waiting like 10 minutes.
Yeah, just click on that link and you'll be able to jump in.
To do with Tech Sparky, how's it going? Yeah, sorry, that is. Invite button. Sorry, I'm looking everywhere, but where I need to. Couldn't see the forest for the trees.
Sure. Yeah, anybody's more than welcome.
Yeah, anyone is welcome to pop on. Right? Yeah, there we go. Manimal.
Oh, hello. Hi, Dee. Hi, Cakes.
Yeah, anybody's hello.
Anyone is welcome to pop on. Right? Yeah.
Sorry, my camera's a little bit low. I'll try.
Yeah, somebody got the watch. Have you got the watch screen on there, Manimal?
Chuckles, you might have to mute him for a minute.
Yeah,
Oh,
Manimal,
yeah.
if you can, there was something going on there. I don't know if you had the watch page on or not, but we were getting
Yeah,
a
if you could-
massive echo coming through your.
Yeah,
So I just
mute your
muted you
watch
there. So as
page.
soon as you sorted the background noise, just unmute yourself. And yeah, oh, we've got Tom here as well now. How's it going, Tom?
Hiya.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tom.
he just reminded me to mute the YouTube page before I come
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Right, let's unmute Manimal now and see if. Yeah,
Hiya. Yeah, he just reminded me to mute the
yeah, no, I'm still here in the background.
Was that your CV?
Uh,
Was what my CV? My CV? Oh, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, you'll find we don't have wrenches here. It's freedom of speech, so yeah.
Yeah,
Hope you got some thick skin if you come over here.
Yeah,
Anyone's welcome on to stay have their piece. But yeah, me and Cakes are the only mods, so pretty much anything goes.
yep.
Yeah, I'm looking
Obviously-
after a dog at the moment.
He's talking and he's muted. Try him again. He's got headphones in.
There we go. You're muted there now, Manimal. Go on,
Yeah,
sorry.
you shouldn't have any more feedback off me. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
nice to meet you, man. That's better, yeah.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Hello, Joe Toff. How are you doing?
Joe Turf, how's it going, man?
So anyway, now that that's all sorted, yeah, that not applicable was the whole
Not applicable,
coronavirus.
because
weigh
each
in.
country interprets the figures in different ways. They test differently. So Germany, in particular, doesn't attribute all the deaths to coronavirus because people die of secondary causes. Germany's much more sensible about how they test for the coronavirus deaths.
Yeah, and then kind of goes back to the point I was making. Like,
I
it
think
really
you made that point
it's
earlier.
it's
About
a
New
lot
Zealand
about,
in particular.
yeah.
Well, apparently
It's not
the
what it
test is
says to
only
be on the
80%
list.
accurate.
If you were to take all that data at face value, you'd get the wrong idea.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
100%.
mean, well, the whole point is nobody can actually really truly say that
Do you know what the
COVID-19
actual real
exists
statistics
anyway.
are in this country? Do
Because-
you want me to tell you what they really are? Right, you've got a 1 in 10 chance. If you look at 150 out of 600, you've got about a quarter chance of catching it from someone who's got it. Out of that quarter, you're a 10% of those are likely to suffer symptoms. Out of that 10% who are likely to suffer symptoms, if you're over 60, you have a 1 in 200 chance of dying from it. If you are under 60, you have a 1/4% out of quarter of the people out of 10% of the people. So imagine 10% of 25% and a 1/4% of that. You're less than 1 in 10,000 chance of dying it, even if you contract it.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure it's even less than that, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
I think
swear
it's
it's even
that,
less
yeah.
than that. I think
Zero
it rounded up.
point- hit by a
You're much more likely to be hit by a car. You know that on the statistical analysis, you're just as likely, if planes were flying on holiday, you're more likely to die in a plane crash.
Yeah. Or
I like
get
this
run
guy.
over or something like that.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
I'm assuming you've only recently just found our channel, and therefore I'm
Yeah.
assuming you haven't seen my statistic videos on this channel of me saying
No, I haven't.
pretty
had
much
time
the
to watch
same as
them.
you. Have a watch. They're called Coronavirus Without the Fear Mongering, and it's a breakdown of the statistics explaining that.
Okay.
Can
somebody tell me
I
why
stopped doing it because
I'm getting a double audio stream. I'm getting you visually when you're speaking, and then I'm hearing it again about 10 seconds later after. What's going on there?
you've got your YouTube watch page open.
Oh,
So if you
yeah,
cl-
thank you.
yeah, put it onto the StreamYard watch. Yeah.
Right, I'll just knock that off. Right, I'm
So
live.
I
I'm
have
live
the
with you now.
laptop for YouTube and it's
Yeah,
muted,
there's a
and this is
delay
on my
the
phone.
broadcast. Yeah, I got it.
It reminded me to do it.
I don't come into these chats too often, so I'm just getting used to it still.
So yeah,
Life is fine.
I can't. I haven't got glasses on. I haven't got.
It's just
Dee,
a
can
life
you be
of
my
fine.
spectacles a minute?
Hello to all the
Okay, I'm
newcomers.
gonna-
Yeah,
I'll
got
show you something
Victor,
funny.
Parkness, Scotty.
Oh, my chat's frozen. Oh, my computer's frozen. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so sorry
all
for
the
ignoring
guys at the
everybody.
moment, but
I'm sure I'll catch it when the laptop
well,
catches up.
like I say, for me at the moment, like I say, it's all very well us being cautious and all this kind of stuff, but they still haven't isolated COVID-19. So there's still no scientific basis, with which to be like putting this scare out there. Like I say, this postulate we might have all heard about a lot recently.
I'm suitably protected from the corona now.
That's what we should
I
have.
can't fucking hear.
Mass.
Hey,
Am I suitably protecting myself and other people from me as a parent?
Yeah, you're doing a spectacular job.
But even if it's as bad as what they say it is it worth giving up all your freedoms and that for?
No.
Yeah, because you could end up killing people inadvertently, and you could end up dying from other people as well. How old are you, Tom?
55.
All right, you're slightly more likely to die of it, but not much.
No, I'm not. I ain't dying of it. Nothing scares me.
If you've got a healthy immune system and you have no other complications, you're probably going to be fine.
Yeah,
I think I'm glasses on because my monitor is really bright. It burns my face. But you're a smoker. You're way more likely to die from that anyway, mate. You're going to get something from the smoking rather than corona.
Nah.
About it. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going into anonymous mode now.
Oh, anonymous mode, proper conspiracy.
With the shades on underneath as well. Look.
I was going to get one of them masks.
Well, it isn't anonymous like the YouTube anonymous. Isn't that like a government-backed site or something?
Some of it is, some of it is, and some of it isn't. It's up to you to discern what's the truth, what's the hype, and what's bullshit.
See,
keep the masses confused, so nobody knows what's what, and everyone sounds like a nutter to everyone else.
the government control all opposition
out there with the disinformation, with lies. How can you possibly tell what's true with all three scenarios?
Yeah.
Enter Max Egan and his flat earthers.
The government
From last week.
What a waste of they're wasting their intellect on trying to prove. What they try to do is they try to prove that the Earth is flat by disproving all the other evidence to the contrary. And that isn't a way to prove a theory. The way you prove a theory is with hard evidence that proves your theory, you idiots.
Yeah.
So we don't even need to debate that because it's not debatable.
Well, for you, again, there's plenty of people out there debating it right now.
All the evidence that's out there to the contrary. Look, the fact is you can't see the curvature of the Earth even when you climb a high mountain. I've been at Mont Blanc, 5,000 meters, because I'm a climber, right? And I thought I could see the curvature of the Earth, but it was a trick of my own eye lenses, my own eyes. You can't see the curvature because, unless you're on Everest, you can see it slightly because you can see so far. Because the fact is you're only a tiny little way up above the surface of the crust of the Earth, which is enormous. You can't conceptualize the scale of it. You're like climbing on a millimeter surface on a beach ball. You're not going to be able to see the curvature no matter how fucking high you get. Until you get to about 100,000 feet when you're doing a Felix Baumgartner, then you might see the curvature, yeah. Or you're doing.
Are you talking about the skydiving guy who
the American military guy had the hole in his glove, him as well.
Yeah, he used the fisheye lens to
prove it. I've been up in the balloon 120,000 feet. Yeah, I think you're full of rubbish. I don't think so. Send your own little balloon.
It's about as plausible as the Tesla car in space to me, but still.
Yeah, look, it's just a waste of time. Look, at the end of the day, if the Earth was flat, what's on the other side, you bunch of loonies?
I'm sure there's a few flat earthers in the chat there.
And the other people on the side are miraculously stuck to the underside of the Earth, and we're on the top. Do they have water, or do they have anti-water? Do they have? Do they age differently, or they got time going backwards? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Well, the thing I've noticed,
I think we found what triggers you anyway, Dan.
at the same time.
Yeah, I'd love to get someone on who actually really believes it and really genuinely has a lot of evidence for it, because I do know one or two people in real life who actually quite, but it's more to do with because NASA puts out misleading information about certain things. Oh, sorry, Tom, am I insulting you by what I'm saying?
No,
probably insulting half our audience at the moment. Yeah,
you probably have. Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Like I say, this is what I mean. It doesn't matter. Because our audience at least know that it's your opinion, it's not our opinion. So
okay, yeah, that is
definitely
my opinion, yeah. And I've been places on this planet, mate. I haven't been to the Himalayas, but I've been places, And I can't see that water falling off the edge of the Earth, or we're in a giant bowl or a giant dome, because by now we would have shot missiles out of the dome and probably encountered a big hard surface and thought, hang on, what's going on here? I don't think so.
Operation
Imagine the
Fishbowl.
level of conspiracy. You couldn't have all the resources on the planet to pull off such a conspiracy. You would need all the resources to pull the wool over everyone's eyes. And right, what is it? Do we live in a two-dimensional space that appears three-dimensional due to our perception? Is that it? So what's a black hole?
According to
then?
mainstream science, that's how it works.
Yeah,
anyway.
well, that's one interpretation of the evidence, right? Which isn't necessarily provable or disprovable. The reality is can you sail around the Earth like it's a ball? Yes, you can, regardless of whether it's flat or not.
Paul said something very valid just then. Everybody is a loony if you disagree with them, and that.
I don't agree with that. I'm not a loony. I don't think any of you guys are, or anyone else.
No. He said that everybody is a loony if you disagree with what they say, and you just said that flat earthers are loonies because you disagree with.
Yeah,
so
no. I basically think because there's just so much more evidence that we live on a ball, even though it's weirder than living on the flat. Look, we've come away from an Earth-centric view of the cosmos to a heliocentric view of the cosmos, to suddenly we're on the fringes of our own galaxy and we're not anywhere near the middle at all.
Yeah, we're not heliocentric.
We're part of a galaxy structure that's drifting away from the center of the galaxy. We're actually on the edge of our own galaxy. We're not anywhere near the middle where there's lots of stars and lots of advanced civilizations potentially. Look at the Laniakea video on YouTube. I'll post it in the private chat, and if you want to check it out and show other people once you've had a look at it, it'll blow your mind. It's about the movement of stars and entire star systems, not just the planets that revolve around them, but the entire star system. They're all drifting in different directions. Some are being pulled towards the Great Attractor, which is supposed to be a giant black hole in the middle of our galaxy, and others are moving away from it. So it's all about relative movement when you take into account where we're moving. We're spiraling through space in our own galaxy.
Talking about parallax and
yeah. Just a minute. I'll get you the video. It explains it all in about 5 minutes.
So the other thing,
like I say, this really would be a discussion for another channel. I think. I think, if there's any of you guys out there who like a debate, you can go and debate.
It's only a short video. It's only a short video.
Yeah. No. I'll put it in the chat. It's just I'll
put it in the private chat. I'll post it in the public chat as well if you like. And then I encourage people to have a look at it because it really does explain a lot about our position in space with regards to the rest of the galaxy and all the other stars that are observable to us.
There you go. This link going in now is
there. Mano Nemesis, YouTube. That's the one. Yeah.
This is the one I don't get. How can you see daylight in Australia and daylight in the UK at the same time? If we're
because the sun is at such a long distance away, so it can cover the whole side of the planet, both the top and the bottom side.
Don't get me wrong.
Anyway, top and bottom is all relative as well. North Pole, South Pole.
Don't get me wrong. I don't believe the globe, but I also don't believe in the flat Earth with a disc. I just know what we're being told is bollocks.
Everything. We haven't been told enough, essentially, because we're not cosmologists. If we were cosmologists, I think we'd be more certain about where we lie with things. But because we're not all advanced cosmologists that understand physics and theoretical and fundamental physics, we can't be sure, can we? And we haven't all been up in space.
Therein lies the problem, because you're relying on the new priests of society.
But there are a lot of reliable sources of information out there, and probably NASA isn't actually one of them, really.
Yeah, no, I'm sure most of the chat would agree with you there for sure.
Allegedly, NASA's not reliable, but I don't know.
What is it? Never a simple answer or something? Is that the acronym?
The trouble is that everything's debatable, and who's not going to come and join the channel and say, "I'll tell you what it is, people. It is not a flat Earth. It's not even a round Earth. It's actually curved space-time that you perceive as a ball. So you've all got it wrong."
We have no idea what it is.
I don't know.
No fucking idea.
I haven't seen the ball of the Earth from space, so I can't be sure. Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm just a loony that's come on your channel to give you a hard time.
None of us really have any idea what the hell it is we're on.
We do because we've got a reliable thing. I know I can get on a boat at Portsmouth and sail across a flattish ocean and get to
Yeah.
Bilbao, right? And I know I can go over the horizon and get to America. It just takes about 3 weeks. Then I can jump on a plane in London. I can fly to New York and go on a parabolic curve over Iceland and still come out in New York. So we must be on a curved Earth, mustn't we? Pretty simple, isn't it? Because
Again,
if I was a parabolic curve over a straight flat Earth, I would end up in somewhere entirely different. How's about that for evidence?
Well,
All I know is
see,
there's
this
no
is the
bloody
thing.
curve.
People would then
There's no curve.
not a
How
pilot.
can you get
the
forward to the
parabolic
curve?
No,
curve
what you know is that
could-
you can't observe a curve. Doesn't mean that there isn't one. The smaller the curve gets, the
I
smaller
know.
the relative distance.
I don't even know why. I have no investment in this conversation
I know
whatsoever.
that the
I'm
Earth is
sorry.
curved because I've watched sunset at the beach. Then I've climbed a mountain in Tenerife where you go up on a cable car and I've watched the sunset again. How does that work then? What other explanation is there unless we're on some kind of a curved surface? What's the
Because
other
it's moving
explanation?
away from you.
Moving away, so the sun is constantly moving away.
Moving
Yeah,
away.
but that could still only occur on a curved surface, mate. If it was flat, it would be constantly in sunlight and the sun would never set.
Only if
Why
light
did the
travel.
sun rise and set then?
Yeah, but it's
It
your
didn't
vision.
describe-
Light outside, it's just being manipulated.
Light's not infinite, is it? Light's not infinite. You
Yes,
can't
no,
see
light
light.
isn't infinite, it's fast. No, it's not. It travels at 300,000 kilometers per second.
So
And even that varies from place to place due to space-time curvature. That I do know because I've researched that. Have you seen femtophotography where you can see a pulse of laser light moving through a object?
Anyway, we're not here to debate a fucking flat Earth, are we?
I was quite enjoying
Or
it, though.
or whatever.
You're enjoying that.
I'm not saying I'm right. It's just that I've got some
Yeah,
really
no,
good examples that might interest you.
So I have no. I'd love it to, to think that I live on a fucking ball.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do,
Space
mate.
and
I'll tell you what
everything.
the best thing I can do is if I win the lottery, I'll buy you a round the world ticket and you can fly around yourself and see for yourself.
I've been around the world.
Have you? Where you been?
Across the world, as they say now in the news. They
Across
say
the world.
across the world. How can you go
All
across?
the world.
the
Yeah,
globe?
but it's just a term of speech. It doesn't mean anything necessarily.
It's like I just said, around the world.
What's the furthest away you've been then, Tom? Where have you been?
You what? Sorry.
What's the furthest away that you've been from the UK? I can tell you where I've been. As a youngster, the furthest I've been is Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we lived for 2 years when I was a youngster. But as an adult, the furthest I've been is Eastern Europe. Basically Greece and Eastern Europe, and also the Balearics, and also the Azores. I'd love to go to
I've been to
Madeira.
the moon.
Well, I grew up in Cyprus. Spent 6 years in Cyprus as a child. Been to Central America. Spent a few years there. America.
Cool.
Denmark, all around Europe and that.
Whereabouts? Did you go to Ecuador?
You what, sorry?
Been to the year 3000.
Ecuador.
Not much has changed that they live underwater.
I can't hear.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe you. Millions wouldn't, but I believe you. I'm not like that taxi driver guy, am I? I'm not ranting, am I?
A little bit, but
Okay. I'll chill out after a bit once I've said my piece.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, how do you got the name Padawan? Are you a Jedi as well, mate? Because I'll put that down as my official religion. I'm Buddhist Jedi Buddhist. Oh, I see. Oh, you're serious then? Does that light up? Oh, yes, mate.
If you're gonna wear glasses, just
Mate, I want one of them. Where'd you get that?
300 quid,
What?
roughly, from if you want to get it from the UK, JQ Sabres.
Right, is that an internet company?
Yeah. If you want to wait a while, you go to
What?
either Ultra Sabres, or if
Who's
you want
your
to pay
master?
more, go to Saberforge. They're both in
Right,
America,
yeah,
but all lightsabers are pretty much made in China and assembled in different
I
countries.
know, yeah, I think we've got enough jump from China, including coronavirus, which they
Yeah.
accidentally leaked. So, like, who's your master then, Mr. Padawan?
Everyone, life is my master. That's where the eternal
No,
comes.
you have to have, if you're gonna be a proper
Eternally
Jedi, you have to have a true teacher, because you need someone you can rely on. because other people in unison are not reliable. We'll all give different and conflicting information because we all have different points of view. You need a master, mate. If you're going to be like an Eastern style guru and a Jedi at the same time, then
Oh no guru here. No guru
you don't
here.
need no gurus, no. Oh well, you're knackered then.
Yeah. No, DMT is my guru.
Oh yes, mate. Yes, absolutely. I've done AMT, DMT, mushrooms. Have you done Fly Garrick?
No, I literally I've done the opposite. Liberty Bells.
It's the most beautiful experience you'll ever have, mate. Fly Garrick. That's the original sacrament from the pagan religion. It's the best. Go and get some when they come out in November. Dry them, make a soup or have them with cream cheese in a sarnie. And you will be amazed at how peaceful, because they work, the chemicals in there, which is muscarine, which is dried, it's basically decarboxylized mucimol, which is the poisonous one that will kill you. When it dries and decarboxylizes, it becomes a powerful, well, it's semi-powerful, not as powerful as DMT, but it will give you because it works on the little brain that's in the heart much more than it does on the brain in the head. So it makes you feel beautiful. Try that.
Oh.
I bet you didn't know that. Have a look at the herboflife.org. It explains everything about it. People watching who are interested in psychedelics, the place to go is the herboflife.org, and it will explain a lot about where our use of psychedelics originates. And possibly, I'm assuming that you might have heard of the stone date theory, maybe?
No.
It's the idea that perhaps, like as monkeys, when we came down out of the trees and we started trying mushrooms, it began to expand our brain, much like LSD can.
Oh, yes, I've heard the theory. I didn't have a name for it.
It's called the stone date theory. Yeah, it was developed by McKenna and his brother, basically, based upon Timothy Leary and some of the other guys that were experimenting in that field back in the 50s and 60s, as well as some pretty prominent writers who wrote about their experiences but couldn't quite put it all together in a scientific manner. And then when obviously McKenna and his brother came along, because his brother's more of a scientist than him, he's a psychonaut and his brother's the scientist. So when you combine those two brothers together, they're the legends. Then you had the guy who wrote the Spirit Molecule as well. He did his own independent research and confirmed the same things because he visited the same realms of experience, the same dimensions.
Is that Terence McKenna that wrote the Spirit Molecule?
No, I can't remember the name of the guy.
He's definitely, I'm sure, it's mentioned around his name anyway, at least.
McKenna wrote I'll go get the book, I've got it upstairs. I'll tell you the main one.
No, it's all right, it's not massive.
No, it's worth knowing because it's incredible, but it's highly technical. And it's a bit of a brain strain to read it, if I'm honest with you. But I need to go get it. I won't be a minute. It's worth knowing. Just excuse me for 1 minute.
Right.
Anyone got anything to say quickly while we've got a chance?
Yeah, check the chat. Chuckles. So,
yeah, well, this is the thing. You can't go
yellow glasses on
and then go over, Gene.
Yellow glasses for computer screens anyway.
Yeah, my son has the yellow glasses for computer screen to cancel out the blue light.
Yeah, that's it. Sunglasses don't do anything like
psychedelic Bible. Sorry.
Yeah, no, sunglasses don't work.
Yeah, it's a really strain of a read, but it's an amazing book. Terence McKenna and his brother, and that's got the other book I would seriously recommend is one called DNA and the Cosmic Serpent, which is an anthropological study of the use of psychedelics in shamanistic cultures. That's a really good one as well.
Yeah, no, for me, again, there's nothing to it but to do it, basically. I'm more of a hands-on type of guy. I don't need to know the theory, I'll put it to practice.
Yeah, otherwise it's all theory and second-hand information, isn't it? Or even third-hand information. I completely agree with you. You're never going to be a
I like John Grisham.
Yeah.
I like John Grisham.
Grisham? Oh, right, okay, yeah, but he's a fictional writer, isn't he? With some parallels with real life, correct?
you were talking about books. The books I like are John Grisham,
Oh, cool.
and that's it.
What-
That is like,
the really good films, haven't they?
yeah, they did The Client, and I think they did The Testament as well. But me and the boyfriend were cleaning out the bedroom the other day, and he's put Mein Kampf, obviously I have that, and all my history books. He's putting all the books. He's like, it's John Grisham and another John Grisham and another John Grisham.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like John Grisham. It's like a big stack of history books,
Wow.
and then just John Grisham. That's
The
quite
two authors that I like
and
the
Harry
most
Potter,
are probably Tom Clancy and who's that wacky one who's got his own universe basically.
Terry Pratchett.
Yes, Pratchett. Yeah, Terry Pratchett. What a legend! Absolute legend. He's amazing. His books. It's
there he is. You're right, Jed. How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Jed? Yeah, no, I'm a massive Terry Pratchett fan myself. I've read most of the Discworld series and a few of his other offshoot ones as well.
Yeah, there's been a few people who've tried to kind of like do similar worlds to him, like not so much Discworld, but say like Donut World. There was one author that wrote a number of books about a donut world where they all lived on huge bases that were controlled by AI and advanced non-physical entities who didn't control it, but they allowed pretty much free trade and anything went as long as it caused no harm. It was a really good sci-fi series.
Oh,
I'm afraid.
Natural Law then, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it was pretty much like a gentle version of Anarchy. But like if you put a foot out of place, you'd be either shunned or you'd be put on the edge of the donut, or you'd be made to do a menial job in the middle or something like that. And there was a lot of intermingling. Basically, each gigantic artificial donut was a world in and of itself, and they all communicated with each other. But in charge of each of the donut worlds, where you're on a disc spinning like in Stanley Kubrick film, each one was controlled by 3 separate AI entities. So if one messed up or went down, the other 2 could argue the toss. And they would consult. They were in constant hyperlight communication with all the other donut worlds. It was really good. But I can't tell you who it was. Sorry. Not much use.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I mean, Terry Pratchett himself started off with Carpet People, which was a whole world in a carpet, basically. So,
oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, it's more of a kids' book. It's a little book. Like it's not very big. I've probably read it about 50 times. So my kids love it.
Yeah, can you get it cheap?
It's like a stage down Lord of the Rings in a way. So
right, I get it. Yeah, Pratchett Carpet World. I'm going to see how much it is.
No, Carpet People.
Carpet People.
Yeah.
Oh,
or you could go, if you want a bit more of an adult book, then go with Weave World by Clive Barker.
There's a Wikipedia. You can get it for £2 to £4 on eBay. Used World of Books, Carpet People. I might start off with a light read like that. Anyway, I know I'm quite intellectual, but I do quite like a light read sometimes. What's the other one you just said? I missed it. Sorry.
Weave World, Clive Barker.
So it's a slightly more advanced version of it.
It's definitely an adult book, yeah.
Oh right, okay. So the Witches of the Weaver World, yeah.
No, just Weave World by Clive Barker.
Weave World. Oh, Clive Barker. Oh right. Oh, okay. Weave World. Yeah.
Oh, he's quite famous. I think he came up with Hellraiser. Possibly.
Oh really?
I think it was.
Yeah, that's a mine. Do you know what? I once asked a Buddhist monk, right, what's your favourite film? And he looked at me, he twisted his head in that weird way, and he went, Hellraiser. And it shit me right up. And I was like, what the hell does he mean by that? He must have been saying to me, you must be a bit of a Hellraiser, you mate. You need to watch your step. And I took a big lesson from what he said to me in the way he said it to me at that time. I was like, holy shit, this guy knows his stuff. Because he was a bit of a like, not guru as such, he was more like a yogi who ran a retreat center in the mountains in the Sierra Nevada in Spain, which I went to and stayed at for about 3 weeks. In fact, I got stuck there because the car broke down and had to have a new head put on it. It was worth it though. Anyway, I digress. As usual. You'll find that I digress quite a lot.
No, it happens. It's just usually me or Cakes doing it.
Oh right, well bring me back to reality then. please. No, actually, don't.
Well,
do
no, there is
So,
no reality.
coronavirus.
Yeah, oh, coronavirus. Yeah, you want? Yeah, sorry. Go on. Back to
Was that
coronavirus.
meant to be the topic tonight instead of like sci-fi and
No.
psychedelics?
There's a
No,
there's
we
a
didn't have a
few.
topic.
There's a few.
Right, okay. So if I say something really outrageous, you've got 10 seconds to censor it then.
No, censor it. No. Like I say, I mean, there's been many
joking,
requests
joking.
in the chat to get you kicked,
What's
and
the
I haven't
take on
yet done
swearing?
it. So, like I say, I don't like to censor.
Okay, you don't mind a little bit of swearing here and there if it's sensible and not, gratuitous.
If you fucking swear too fucking much, I'll have you
Fuck,
fucking out of
fuck,
here.
fuck,
Fucking
shit,
you,
fuck,
fucking
cunt, fuck,
bleep,
fuck.
fucking cunt.
Fair enough. All right, that's fine. I get the idea. Cool.
I love how me and
Oh,
Dean
sorry,
stand on
wait
the same
there.
path there.
Sorry, Dorian, apparently I'm blanking him.
So you're in different places.
You are.
Cakes, you're somewhere else, and Padawan's somewhere else. If you don't mind if I call you that.
Yeah, I'm down in Plymouth.
Oh, are you? Right, I
But-
used to live in Southampton. Do you prefer D? That's weird how I gave that example, isn't it? Plymouth to Bilbao, and you live there. But you're in Birmingham, aren't you, Cakes? Is that right? Ali said you're in Brum.
Well, yeah, Solihull.
So come
But
on.
the better part of
If you live in,
Birmingham.
yeah, nice slightly now. But if you live anywhere else in the UK and you say I'm from Solihull, you're a Brummie. So I know you're not. You're not really. You're Solihuller, but
Silhillian, and yeah, it's a different council.
yeah, okay.
And
But you don't
I have
sound
far
like
more
it.
nicer things.
Where you actually
Pardon?
from, where you from originally? Because you don't sound like you're a Brummie. You
Solihull.
don't sound like you're a Brummie.
Well, no, because Solihull is the posh
Not Brummie.
city connected to Birmingham. So no,
Oh,
I'm not
well,
going to sound like a
posh, is it?
Brummie.
Is it really? Honestly, how posh?
D, how
Slightly
posh.
better. Slightly better than the rest
The
of
chair
fine.
I'm sitting on cost £100, so for a dining
I'm
room
sitting on
chair.
the edge of my sofa to use my computer in my lounge.
Right. So
Give me a
anyway,
piece, please.
coronavirus.
If Dorian want to bash somebody, did I say something stupid?
Huh?
So that went over my head.
Okay. So coronavirus. Virus.
Well, stupid again. It's a relative term, unfortunately. Yeah.
Stupid is as stupid does, or says.
I think he's got a link that he wants to share.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah,
now.
he shared it. He shared
Did
it.
anyone have a
Dorian.
look at that Lana Kia video that I suggested?
Yeah, I put that one in. That's probably the last link that was in. Oh no, Cakes has put one in since.
Okay.
I looked
Dorian
there.
Gray, YouTube. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Go on, what's that about? Oh, it's another stream, another live stream. Ramola and David Noakes. Okay, he's just advertising another stream. Is he allowed to do that?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
gave him the wrench for. Yeah.
Oh, right.
And then we
Oh,
take
Oh, yeah,
the
well,
back.
like I say, we don't try and keep anyone here. If there's other things they'd rather be doing, then fuck off and do them, right? Yeah, we don't try and, like I say, it is. We're here. We're going to be here whether there's people watching or not. So.
Thank you for the link anyway, because I've just had a look and David Noakes, and I was thinking about him the other day that I haven't heard anything from him or, any of the other guys reporting how they're getting on with, this cancer thing and the courts and all that. Not heard nothing. And then that is shared that link, so at least I can go and have a listen to that later.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll have a look later as well.
Kind of went dead in the water for me. I haven't heard nothing for weeks and weeks.
Did any of you three look at the Lana Kia video? Do you mind humouring me before you go back to coronavirus and looking at something slightly more cosmic?
So the last time we share screened a video at the same time as being live.
Oh, you don't have to do that. No, I'm not suggesting that you do that. I just fancied maybe you might be interested in having a look at it because it is quite mind-blowing, to be honest. And it's
Well, yeah, no, I will. I've got it on my watch later now. But
okay. It was released 6 years ago. It comes out at the same time as we got all the deep field information from the telescope once they'd fixed it.
the WMAP stuff, yeah.
They used it to map the movement of star systems in our galaxy to see what was happening, and they found that there were a lot going away and a lot being sucked towards the galaxy center. So there's a corresponding push and pull, apparent push and pull, which doesn't mean it's an actual push and pull, which contributes to the rotation of our galaxy arms, which, you know, I'm not a cosmologist, but it seems to give explanation to why everything is spinning, because all energy, magnetism, electricity,
toroidal,
toroidal, it's all spinning. Yeah, even us going through space, we're spinning around the sun, and then the sun itself is on its side to the galaxy center, and we're all spinning around the sun doing that.
Have you watched what's it called?
Oh, Tom's playing some music.
Yeah, he's got his ukulele. He's awesome with his ukuleles.
Hey Tom, have you ever heard of a place in Brampton called it's a big hotel where they have a ukulele gathering once a year for all the players. Oh, you'd love it.
I've only just started playing the ukulele, like so.
Look up a documentary called The Principle. Yeah, it was done by a couple of blokes who basically got a load of top scientists to admit we live in a geocentric reality.
Geocentric. Well, you see, because of our point of view, where we look out from, you could almost say that we're still.
If you Google scientific axis of evil, it's all about what you were talking about, the whole WMAP stuff and all the science that came from that.
And what was that documentary called again?
The Principle.
The Principle.
You'll be hard pressed to find it. Catherine Morgan, Catherine Janeway from
the Axis of Evil Science, Cosmology. There's a whole Wikipedia about it. Yeah, there's even a New Scientist article about it. What is the axis of evil according to the principlemovie.com? There you go. It's all
well, I'll let you have a look at that in your own time. Like I say, most of these guys will probably at least come up with the information from it.
Yeah,
if not, watched it.
An isotropic probe, the WMAP, which is the Planck mission. Yeah, it's all to do with the deep field and yeah, I get it. Cosmic background radiation, the Copernican principle, about our ecliptical plane to the galaxy, all the different axes and how it all appears to be perfect. Have you ever seen Sonic Geometry?
No.
I'm going to post that video because that is another absolutely mind-blowing video that connects everything through frequency and cymatics.
Yeah.
It's an expansion of that on a cosmic scale.
I've seen stuff related to it. Then basically, if you blow up those cymatics and stuff to greater scales, it all kind of gets a bit fractal, and then you imprint that fractal pattern over the web of the universe, and it kind of all matches up pretty well and stuff.
Yeah, and it's all perfect proportions, and it's all related to 432. I'm just posting it. You don't mind?
Yeah, well, it's Fibonacci and everything. Yeah.
I posted it in the public chat so both you and everyone else who's watching.
You'll probably come across like so much solar luminescence and stuff along with that kind of subject.
No, that's more to do with particle physics, but solar luminescence is the energy that can be given off as basic radiation by what we observe as form, which is physical, but it's a temporary fluctuation of wave energy that makes it appear solid as a particle, and then the energy that comes off of that, which is kind of like the breath, the of the universe, the movement, is observable temporarily as solar luminescence.
Okay.
It could actually be more basic than that. It could just be like
my understanding of it is a lot more basic than that. Yes. Vibration, vibration causing light, basically, in a bubble in water. Yeah.
So I think I just went on to some other subject there slightly. It is that what you just said. My bad.
No, that's cool.
It's interesting though. Honestly, check out Laniakea and check out Sonic Geometry.
Well, see, it's interesting maybe for me and you. I think it's me and you having a conversation. I'm just looking at the Cake's face, and she's kind of lost at this, and she's thinking, I want to talk about coronavirus.
Dear.
Okay,
I do. Bring it back then. You guys are in. This is your channel. I'm not going to. If I've taken over a bit, shut me up, please.
I just did.
Okay. So, has anybody else noticed that UK media is now saying that the people who have already contracted coronavirus are not necessarily immune. And now this is creating, oh God, see, here's doing the same thing. This is creating another kind of secondary wave of panic across everybody. Oh, but I thought we were going to get herd immunity, and there's all these other crazy people being really scared that
Don't you see how that's all just conjecture, and it plays into the fear agenda that we're going to get a second round of it. But yeah, I agree.
My point. Yeah.
But there's no scientific basis for that yet. We need more time to see how it peaks and how.
And in the meantime, we all stay locked up.
Yeah, and it's powers that be.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
mate.
bullshit.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I know.
The best way to build an immune system is to get out, get the fresh air, mix with other people, get the sunlight.
Yeah.
It's like back in the days of the Vikings. You see the movies where they all spit in the same bowl, they share it, and they drinking, and they.
Yeah, they probably drank the same sheep's blood as well. Yeah, you're right.
So they all got the same immunity.
Yeah. Well, I drink dirty stream water, like from the mountains, and there's dead sheep in there sometimes, but it doesn't affect me because I've built up the antibodies to all that. And actually, you only need about 10 meters of sphagnum moss, and you could have a dead body in the stream upstream, and it would all be filtered clean at the bottom. It's nature's filter. Sphagnum moss is antiseptic. You can put it on wounds when you squeeze it out of the moisture, and you can wipe your backside with it and still drink the water shortly downstream.
Does it cure coronavirus?
Probably not, because I think coronavirus is a bit more persistent than that. But
coronavirus isn't alive, so you can't kill it.
Everyone needs to do a biology 101.
I bet you psilocybin mushrooms would eat the coronavirus and absolutely neutralize and annihilate it. But I don't have any evidence for that. It's just a suspicion.
Yeah, I need a gun as well, Kate.
The tea. Can I have a small glass, please?
And, by the way, Manimal.
It's Matt. I know that my screen name's Manimal, but I'm Matt.
All right, Matt. You know the best glasses for the screen, don't you?
Yeah,
the yellow
the blue light radiation. Yeah, the
yellow ones, mate. They're not doing
I've got the lenses, but no what's it for them. I just gave my mate a £5 pair of glasses that he really likes for these ones, which are worth 30. So I think I'm okay.
But they're not protecting your eyes looking at the screen. I need to get some yellow glasses myself.
Bless you, babe.
I've got
sunglasses, but there's no point wearing sunglasses. It does no good. So you may as well take them off.
Monocle. I'll just hold them in between my eyes.
I
know what you mean.
The eyes tell a lot.
Yeah.
The eyes tell a lot about a person. They really do.
Out with my sunglasses at night.
How do my eyes look? Do I look woke, or do I just look like a pain in the ass?
Bit of both. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the answer I wanted. Thank you. Right, I'll be back.
Bit of both. So I've been like that myself. And sometimes I still am. I get carried away fucking talking, especially when I've had a drink. I'm doing it now. Go on, Gates. I'll shut up for a bit.
Yeah, look at that. You had a second to talk there, Gates. You missed it.
Damn it. So the point I was trying to make was...
Yeah. That would work, wouldn't it? Yeah, I just haven't got the frame. Sorry, Cakes, am I doing your head in? Do you need to talk about something?
A little bit. So the point I was trying to make was that does the common cold and the flu not mutate so that people who have had it are not necessarily immune to the flu and to the cold? So it does stand to reason that, yes, coronavirus possibly is mutating. I don't quite know if it would mutate that quickly because I'm not a virologist. But to me, it seems like, yes, possibly, because China is going into lockdown again for a second time because people are spouting up with new cases of coronavirus, but a slightly different strand of COVID-19. They're still calling it COVID-19 6.
Yeah, that's how many waves we were told to expect in the UK before there's a virus. Vaccine.
Exactly. So it stands to reason that, yes, it is mutating. I don't necessarily think that is a bad thing. I mean, it's not a great thing in terms of fear mongering and what the media will do to twist this, but that kind of wasn't the point I was trying to get
Yeah.
at, because that, for us and for our viewers, that's kind of talking about the obvious. That's like, well, yeah, we know.
With the vaccine case, I think you got a better chance of getting the virus.
And that was the other thing that I was going to then lead on to that. So if this mutates, does it not then mean that the vaccine isn't going to work anyway? Dan read a post the other day that popped up on his newsfeed, and it was saying that vaccine trials have started already. And then 3 hours after that, he got another one saying vaccine trials have failed, which we obviously both had a little chuckle about, because literally within 3 hours, somehow they knew that the vaccines had failed. How do they know?
Do you know what errorless learning means? It's a technique whereby you just try again, and each successive failure guides you towards the eventual success. It's called errorless technique. So that you make many so-called errors, which are not necessarily errors, they're iterations towards the solution. So they're going to be failure after failure after failure until you get the one that works, which will be the success, and they'll develop the vaccine from that. Because there's so many different variables. Do you see what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Again,
that's why they do all the trials and stuff in India and Africa, so we don't see all the people they killed trying to get to the final solution.
No, by the time that they get something that's workable as a vaccine, most of the danger will have passed anyway, so just let it run its course, I'm afraid. People are going to die. It's horrible. People are dying left, right, and centre of it. And it does tend to be the old, the infirm, the elderly.
Can I just interject a second? Sorry, Matt.
I'm not saying don't do anything about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't do anything about it. I'm just saying, even if you do, it'll probably run its course anyway.
Can you give us a wrench, please, Dee? I've just got a link I want to share with everyone about vaccines and stuff. Quite a bit of reading, but worth reading.
Yeah, because I think it's safe to say most of us here are
anti-vax
anyway. So yeah,
that's good. Well, at least there's no.
So I'm trying to find you in the chat here, Tom. If you can write your name in, might make it. Oh, well, there you are. It's all right. Don't worry.
Chris said that some girl died after 2 days of the testing. And hello, Jez, how are you doing, mate?
Yo, bud, how's it going, man?
Cabbage Knickers, that's a cool name. Joe Toff, Dorian Gray. Cabbage Knickers seems to be quite vocal. It's too late, the antivirals are the way to go. Well, that's the way they prefer us to go, but I don't think that they are necessarily the way to go. We'll have to use that in the meantime, and like you say, maybe that's just going to be the best solution in the long term, because if it keeps changing, you just need to support the human immune system, which is the best destroyer of the virus anyway.
Yeah, well, this is why you have a flu vaccine every year, because the flu mutates every year.
Yeah, but
which is what I was trying to say.
The coronavirus, right? I think that it's an artificial virus. I've heard a few theories, right? And I don't know how much evidence there is because I haven't.
Just two. Wow.
No. There's a few. One is that it was developed in Nazi Germany, and the Americans and the Russians both captured it from the Germans. Okay. And the Russians ended up developing it as their part of the Cold War. So did the Americans. Then the Chinese somehow managed.
Sounds like smallpox to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and they bought it off the Russians and developed it because they wanted to catch up with the West in terms of bioweapons. And what happened was their cover story of the chemical factory where they were actually trialing it and making it, there was some kind of accident like there usually is in China, because they have a lot less standard of health and safety than we do in the West, and it escaped. Then they tried to cover it up and then pretend that it was a natural outbreak when actually it was an escape of a biological weapon. And the reason why I think it's a biological weapon is because I've heard people in Anonymous who are chemists say that the virus, there's no possible way that the virus could have originated through mutation, because it doesn't work that way. There are chemical protein markers on the virus that indicate that it was somehow genetically manipulated, which is completely different from naturally mutating. Once you've genetically manipulated it, it can still mutate, but there's good evidence to show that it has actually been genetically manipulated.
Well, there's a lot of people actually saying that the virus, there's no such thing as just a description of, you know, the germ that's going around. There's no such thing as a virus.
It could be the complete opposite, couldn't it? That's the problem that we've got. Is it? But regardless, it doesn't really matter because we need to find a way to.
The evidence around me, I'm not seeing no evidence. Hospitals are.
No, I'm going to have to look up evidence again.
The thing I've seen is a lot of new 5G towers going up. Fucking nearly car the other day from home because I lost.
Separate issue. No, that's mind control, mate. That's a separate issue from Corona. Corona's just part of the plan.
Yeah, I know. And this 5G and everything else that they're doing, this it's bigger than this. Whatever they're doing is way bigger than.
You know about the stone tablets, don't you? Not the Sumerian stone tablets, but the modern ones that they built. They in order to allay the negative karma of what they're trying to do with population control, they've published it all somewhere in plain sight. But because it's like not really well known about, can't refer to it.
Potato.
I know.
Potato.
Right, Jed.
Hey Tom, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, cool.
So I've just had Jez.
Hi, Jez.
Looks like Magic Pen, doesn't it? The old pod advert.
Here we go.
How you doing, Jez?
I will put in a link. I will put in a link to evidence showing that the coronavirus was genetically manipulated.
Where's your hair gone, Jez?
Scientific paper.
I've got a potato.
Wow.
Okay, don't I like a right slaphead?
I bet you're laughing.
I want to touch it.
Hey, you'll last give you a slap doing that. Good video, like.
Well, I did it. I want to be Robocop.
I want to touch it.
You know?
Well, you just shaved your own head, mate.
You want to get my hair shaved?
Oh, Jez.
Hey, mate, all right?
Well. Guess what grade mine is? 432.
Yeah, mate. Are you all right?
Hey, I'm good, man. How are you? You look pretty chill. What are you on? What are you on tonight, mate?
Full
All sorts, mate.
Cigarettes?
3D printing.
2020, did you say?
No, 3D printing. 3D printing and doing my car, and that's what I've been doing.
What you making?
Batman.
Batman. The Batmobile.
Yeah.
What's that hanging up on the wall that looks like
Don't play it down, Jez. He's making a full-size Batman tumbler, the Christian Bale Batman tumbler.
Right. What, is he printing it from assemblable parts that's going to take a long time to put together, or is he doing it in one?
I'll do it in one, doing it all in one. Well, I'm getting on with it now, like.
So you're doing it.
I'm just doing.
That's going to cost you to print out, then surely that can't be cheap.
Oh, it's not 3D printed. This is an actual proper working car.
Oh, so you've got a project car then? That's what you've got. Got you. Right. So you're making your own Batmobile.
Got
Yeah.
the tires, original tires.
What's the base vehicle?
Hey,
What's the basic vehicle chassis that you're using?
none. So,
Turn your camera. Show the car.
Custom made, is it?
Mm.
You would have loved my Passat, mate. You'd have loved my 4Motion Passat that I did up and ran on biodiesel, and it had hybrid 250 titanium turbo. Oh,
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put
serious.
Jez's.
I see the Robocop poster as well. You're a serious tech guy, aren't you?
yeah, I love it, mate. I love it.
Nice one. Have you met Ali? You'd get on with Ali.
Nah.
Our mutual friend Ali Mack. Go and have a look at after this, whenever you want. Go and look at his Ali Mack mechanical channel. He's an awesome guy. He's like you. He doesn't quite do the extreme projects that you do, but he'll tinker with cars and vehicles and tractors all day long. He's a super practical guy.
Yeah, it's all good fun.
Well, there's a link. I've just put a link in the chat now to Jez's channel because like you've got to go check out what he's doing. Like I say, because he goes live while he's doing it as well. Sometimes you do get to see this Batmobile coming together. Obviously, he's given us a bloody long wait at the moment between fucking videos. But
I don't know. I've been offered them.
I know.
Absorbing all the bollocks, what's been going on, do you know what I mean? It's only the fucking sheep that are being controlled, not us rebels, do you know what I mean? Fuck, you know, man.
The sheep are doing me head in. I didn't realise how many fucking sheep there is. There's freaking millions of them.
Well, it's like what the guy up there was saying. Right? What the public don't realise is that cocksucker fucking Matt Hancock, right?
Oh, yeah.
He owns 75% in his company, what's making the vaccines for the UK, and his best mates with the paedophile fucking Bill Gates. I say no more.
Yeah, in other words, you mean the eugenic bastard Bill Gates, who is the transhumanism agenda. Have you seen the rap news?
Yeah.
They explain.
And they all want to go around fucking microchipping you, do you know what I mean?
You might as well stamp on your forehead. Yeah, mate, I'll be in your Batmobile as soon as I start trying to do that. I'll have my rocket propelled Cornetto launcher. I'm going to make a gas powered Cornetto launcher to fire at the police. The question is to do it sharp end first or blunt end first.
Yeah.
You flatten them with the ice cream or the hard chocolate end.
I thought it would have all kicked off by now, do you know what I mean?
No,
I thought it would have kicked off by now, but everyone's just been good shapes, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
They're leading us into
if it had been anything else other than the virus, we'd have kicked off by now. It's just the fact that everyone's trying to respect everyone else because it could be real, and it's like.
I think it's hugely disrespectful to walk past someone in the street as if they've got the plague. I think it's horrendous. I think we shouldn't be doing it this extreme as we are. Just wash your hands. Wear a mask if you think you got it. If you're a vulnerable person, wear a bloody mask because you're the one that's going to have the problem. And be responsible as best as you can, but don't be a stranger because it ain't going to help us get through it.
I ain't wearing a fucking mask.
A skydiver fell out the fucking sky the other day. His parachute been opened. He died of coronavirus.
I see.
Really? Well, what an unlucky guy. Have you heard that Chinese thing?
We're actually at less deaths overall from last year to this year. The amount of humans dying is less. So this corona is doing everyone a fucking good favor. There's less death.
Everyone's stuck indoors, so nobody's getting a chance to go out and get killed anymore.
No.
Well, it's not.
What are we then? Are we the 5 horsemen of the apocalypse, or the 4 horsemen and the horsewoman of the apocalypse, or what? The story of the Chinese farmer. Okay. The Chinese farmer. Here you go. I'm going to post this because it's hilarious. All the villagers said, "Oh, that's a bit unlucky, isn't it?" And he said, "Maybe." "Oh, so your son fell off his horse and broke his leg, and that's a bit unlucky, isn't it?" "Oh, maybe." Then, because the army was going around conscripting young men, they didn't have to conscript him because he's got a broken leg. And they were like, "Oh, that's lucky, isn't it?" And it was like, "Maybe." And it just goes on like that. It's an awesome little video. I'll post it if anyone's interested. Oh, so you're Robocop then, right? Here we go. I'll just post it quick. It's in the chat.
10,000 care homes across the UK, right? Well, sorry, 10,000 old people die every month in care homes, right?
Yeah.
But they all died of coronavirus. Do you know what I mean? This is where they're getting the bullshit numbers from.
And if you see how people in the care homes get treated, you know that the reason why they die early.
Yeah.
Well, who was telling me a minute before I just came in? I heard someone say they died because they had that test of vaccination. Something was that?
No, that's a potential possibility.
Yeah, Chris had said that.
Thing that can happen because there will be a proportion of people when you vaccinate them, they won't be able to handle the vaccine because they're allergic to some of the preservatives and chemicals in it, which is one aspect. Or it messes with you and gives you Asperger's potentially. Yeah, I know. Because I'm in the autistic spectrum and I understand that. And not only that, you can also die of the vaccination because it's actually give you a very lesser version of the bug itself anyway. And if you've got a vulnerable immune system, it's going to kill you.
My grandson, and I blame it on the fucking vaccines.
Yeah,
but the thing is, we don't need vaccinations. We don't need anything. We don't need headache tablets or anything like that. We have natural remedies.
Yeah.
What's out there, the plants and stuff like that. Cures you. That's what we're here for.
So there was nothing wrong with my grandson when he was born. He was perfect. By the time he got 2 and had a fucking vaccine, within.
I'm very lucky. I'm a blood type B positive and quite sensitive. I avoided most of the vaccines because we kept moving.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, Tom. What did you say? I didn't catch what you said there, Tom. Carry on, mate.
2 is all right, and then he had a vaccine. And a week later, his eyes completely, they weren't there. It was somewhere else.
Yeah, I have a
shit. And
yeah,
I have a full house.
Crap goes
Jenny,
in.
whatnot.
Mercury, freaking human fetuses, and fucking all kinds of junk goes into them vaccines, and they're pumping that shit into your body. No, thank you.
Yeah. No, there's a similar thing that happened
Illuminati confirmed.
my son's friend.
Yeah, absolutely. There's somebody pulling the strings, isn't there? And it all comes down to money. Follow the money.
How you doing, Jed?
How you doing, guys?
I'm just going to get I'll be 3 or 4 minutes. I'll leave you guys.
Oh, Jed.
Okay.
So, hello, Jed, and I'll speak to you in a minute.
I just got to say one thing to you, mate. That was an absolute classic what you did to P Mars, mate. That was funny as fuck. I loved it.
I think he was wanting to get angry, then I think he found it a wee bit funny, then just fucked off.
Oh, laughing, mate.
I've missed some.
But yeah, P Mars, he'll go on any panel and troll anybody, but for some reason with me, he just seems to freeze. It's like, how he's doing anyway?
Cool. Nice to see you again, Jess.
Good to see you too, Tom. Soberish.
Wow, sober. Yeah, I've had a couple of smokes and
I'm having a wee cider too. I seen Cakes go to the martini and I seen you on a glass of wine. I thought, fuck it. It's Sunday. I'm not working.
She had
anyway,
to.
So fuck it. I'm going for a cider.
Well, the wife turned around.
She had to. She's being ignored by her co-host. She has no choice. I'm just going to sit here and get drunk instead.
Yeah, the wife turned around last weekend and she says they're on about stopping the alcohol. Or I heard it and I said it to her. So she rushed out and got me 6 bottles of red wine. She said, "Yeah, I've stocked up one for you." I drank them that fucking weekend. I said, "Don't do that again. I'd rather go without and double up." I'm trying to limit myself to a set amount of bottles per week. And you go and stock up. If it's there, I'm going to fucking drink it. I'm an alcoholic, so, you know.
I think I've missed this P Mars thing you're on about. I must have missed whatever.
You were on the fucking hangout, you know.
Yeah, they're talking about when P Mars was on our hangout. Jed come on and literally P went.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. No, he wouldn't stay, would he? He pussied out, P. Yeah, he'll sit in VB's chat because he was in VB's chat last night on his live stream.
I missed that. For some reason, I'm not getting notifications for certain streams.
No, I'm not.
And when I do get them, they're like too late. It's like I'll get a stream like 2 hours later after the stream's finished.
Have you looked at your YouTube page? And it's exactly the same as Facebook. I used to go on and see all the ones where I've watched, and then I just catch up to where I'm at.
Now,
they're all over the place. I get my first one's 14 hours ago, 16 hours, and then 14 seconds ago, a few minutes, and then it goes 15 hours and what have you. And it's like that. Same on Facebook. All the posts and that are all mixed up, and this only happened when Google took the fucking thing over.
Hey up, everyone.
Oh, hello. So I just added your partners because Manimal was away and Manimal's back now. So Manimal, sorry, you're in the backstage for a minute. We'll just say hello to Park Nest, and when the space opens up, I'll get you back in.
Yep, no problem.
Hi, Park Nest. How you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah.
Reading Nutty Conspiracies.
Oh yeah. I know what this live stream's all about.
I should hope so.
Yeah. Oh, I'm under no illusions, believe me.
Oh, we've lost Jez.
Upside down, he went.
Yeah.
Over,
No, Jed, I for some reason 17 hours after that video that I commented was when it came up of yours. I can't remember what it was about now. But yeah, 17 hours it took, and like I always watch your videos as soon as they come out, if not live. So I can't understand why I'm not getting notifications for you. I don't get notifications for PMARS. I very rarely get VB's notifications. It's
the real truthers, Cakes. It's the real. It's the ones that can prove the Earth's flat. We can prove the Earth's flat. So
my phone.
You missed the flat Earth conversation, Jez.
I guess.
Now we go.
No, I like it, mate. I challenge me. I don't know everything. I know a lot, but I definitely don't know everything. Why is the Earth flat?
Because it looks flat.
That's not a good enough reason, mate. If you look into space, it's blue. It looks blue, but when you go
gyroscopes.
Sorry, man, that doesn't count.
When I look into space, what? Sorry, I missed that.
When you look into the atmosphere, it looks blue, but actually it's not blue at all. It's clear. It's because of the angle to which we're tilted to the sun and the diffusion of particles and light.
That's nothing to do with the Earth being flat. That's nothing to do with the Earth being flat.
The Earth looks blue.
It's nothing to do with the Earth being flat.
You're looking at your TV to see what the shape of
whether the sky's blue has nothing to do with the Earth being flat.
Because it's all about
just the same as whether the grass is green. There's nothing to do why the Earth is flat.
You can only look from a certain height. What's the highest mountain you've been up?
We didn't want to debate.
I've been up Mount Everest. I'm ex-SAS.
Awesome.
I'm ex-SAS.
And you still believe
I could break your neck in a fucking twitch.
Spot on, but that doesn't matter. It still doesn't validate your argument.
Earth's flat, mate. I've been up on a satellite.
Level. The Earth is
I've actually joyrided on a satellite when I was with the SAS.
You've been abducted then, haven't you? By your own will and admission, haven't you? You're one of them.
No, I was adopted by aliens.
If there was a curve, you would have to account that when you shoot your fucking rifle. A sniper would have to account for it, and you don't.
You have to take into when you're doing a 4-mile shot and sniper, you've got to take into account gravity and the Earth's curvature, don't you? Have you ever been trained sniper, mate? Jed?
Why is water always level?
Because of the action of gravity across the entire curved surface of the Earth, it always stays at a certain distance. If you go up in a spaceship to the midpoint
what's gravity?
of the moon,
what's gravity?
Gravity is a theory. And there are lots and lots and lots
of
theories.
So you're using a theory. So you're trying to use a theory.
Well, there's a theory of light.
Here.
There's a theory of light. There's a theory of time.
Exactly. So you're trying to use a theory to prove a point.
That's all you can ever do. They're all theories.
I'm leaving because
there's flat, Tom. Didn't forget.
Yeah, I know. No, you say I'm open to your point of view, but it doesn't strike me that you're open to the rest of us.
I'm not debating flat Earth. Or the globe or anything like that.
Hey, Cakes. There's flats. Cakes has said there's flat before. Cakes was saying a couple of weeks ago there's flat. Like on the channel, she admitted there's flat because she just couldn't come up with enough evidence.
But
definitely, exactly, yeah.
Should
Gyroscopes
I arguing with you because you're never going to change your mind, or Kate,
Pythagoras theorem.
Both shut up because we shouldn't be debating this on this channel.
What do you think, Kate?
It's up to you. You're the boss.
Right, we'll move on to Corona. What about all these Corona deaths, Cakes?
All right.
There's just
on this flat Earth. I'm
sickening.
sick of all these deaths on the flat Earth.
On the flat Earth, I know it's
too many
horrific.
Deaths on the flat
Earth. All right, mate.
Do you know?
What's your take?
And also the water level in my glass. That's flat, Jed. But it's a curved bottom.
It's not.
How can that be?
Do you know why?
So the Earth is glass shaped.
Edge of the glass where it curves.
It's not flat. So. It's glass shaped. The Earth is glass
shaped. My
Earth
is glass half full.
It's glass shaped.
Look very closely at mine.
Australia is at the bottom of that glass.
Maybe so. Who cares? Have you been to Australia, Mitchell? My parents have just come back from Australia.
It's good living on lockdown on the flat Earth. I tell you that.
I love it, mate. I don't. It doesn't bother me. I've got police permission to go to Scotland. I'll come and meet up with you.
Whoa! Yes. You must be special.
Where are you?
You must be Is it those sunglasses? It's those sunglasses, isn't it?
I'm a clever bastard. And
that gives you the old pass.
Law, mate. I'm just a clever bastard and I know how to protect the law.
You're talking it, you're arse, mate.
No, I've been to Dumfries. I've been to Lockerbie from Carlisle, where I live. I've been to Eskelmuir. I've been to Hoyk. I've been to Hawk Whistle the other week.
They're all fucking dumps.
Yeah, but they're dumps that I happen to like because they're quite nice. Got nice.
They're all full of junkies. So junkies.
But come on, mate. Where are you from?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, and you're telling me about junkies? Are you mad?
Edinburgh's full of kings and queens.
Well, a long time ago.
I'm a king.
A long time ago it was. They're not always there.
I'm the king of the flat earth, buddy.
I can see that. I love it.
Whoops.
Oops. That was flat.
The flat earth gravity is fucking with my phone.
It's ironic, that, isn't it?
There's one thing I want to know.
Some weird force, invisible force, trying to push my phone on the ground. It's fucking annoying. I don't know what it is.
Powers, right? Would you want me to do it again?
I don't know what it is.
Do you want me to do it
maybe
again?
gravitons. It's maybe little gravitons or something.
Ready?
It's maybe little things called gravitons going beam, 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 beam,
Watch
beam,
somebody do a Jedi shove on your phone. So how long were you in the forces in total? Are you still in?
42 year.
42? Are you in your 50s?
Yeah.
You look fucking fit.
I'm in my 50s, mate. I'm in my 50s.
So you're
still looking all right.
Yes, mate, yeah. If I was a woman, I'd go out with you.
I know.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
women say that to me.
What a dashing young man that Jed is, except he's not young anymore, is he? But he could pretend he was 35. I like his style, mate.
Anyway, we've not heard much from Park Nest. Park Nest looks very interesting with all the stuff behind them. What's all that stuff?
You lot. Just one thing I want to know. Humber Bridge, the towers, suspension towers, they're perfectly vertical, yet they are 36 millimetres further apart at the top than they are at the bottom. Explain that.
Good proof, mate.
The fourth rail bridge in Scotland is flat. Flat as a pancake.
That's only about a third the distance, though. Sorry, mate.
Flat. Still a bridge. Still flat.
I totally agree. I've been over it a fair few times to Perth. Yeah, I know, mate. It doesn't.
It's still there. It's still there after 200 years.
Question,
200 years, that flat bridge is still lasted.
But
see, all the curved bridges are fucked.
Not 200 years.
You're talking about people who couldn't build bridges first in the first place. But on steam engines.
Fourth bridge was built in 1890s.
Yeah.
Right. I thought it was the fourth road bridge.
It's amazing feat of engineering.
No, that's much newer.
I thought it was the 1890s.
Yeah, that's the railway bridge. The
road right.
Newer, much newer.
Thanks, Park Nest.
I'm going to put you up Wikipedia.
The fourth road bridge was finished in the 80s, I think.
It was opened in 1890. So it's
nice.
30 years.
Still there. Flat bridge.
It's a
flat.
testament to
wasn't built to
rail engineering.
Hey, have you been over the Erskine Bridge, Jed? Mate.
Aye.
So that's curved, isn't it, for a deliberate reason? But doesn't mean if you took the two pontoons at either edge that they'd be flatly aligned. But they probably are because it's a short distance.
A curved bridge doesn't mean they're curved.
No, of course it doesn't. No, I'm just using that.
It's there to be pretty.
It's definitely a curved bridge. But it's not a flat. It's not
aesthetic.
Curved land. It's most definitely flat.
You're a flat earther. Help me out here. I'm getting this guy
fucking not
asking
flat
too many questions.
I am not a fucking flat earther.
Your version of events, then, D. I'd love to know. You're the channel.
My version of events is as long as there's little kids getting shagged in the arse, I don't care what shape of the home we live on.
Was the one that convinced me. D was the one that convinced me there's flat. So can you blame him?
And me like 5 weeks ago. Yeah.
Right.
Do you remember that video, Jed?
How
Yeah.
lives is that flat earthers? Is it just like taking as a given, or do you have to constantly defend your point of view just out of interest?
Sure. I have to defend being vegan more than I do being.
There, Jed, so you can get back in, man.
Yeah, I have to defend. I have to defend being piss-take-arian much more than I have to defend being a Buddhist. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, Jed?
Anyone who accepts the label will have to defend that label. It's the way of things.
Yeah, fair enough. That's not really something we need to disagree on. I think we all agree on that. So what's your take on the world, Park Nest? How do you view reality and flat earth and curved earth and all that? Where do you stand?
I subscribe to the flat earth stuff.
Do you? Or you don't, or you do?
No, I don't subscribe to the flat earth thing.
No,
definitely not.
I do just have a laugh.
What about concave earth?
That's it. Well, you mean hollow earth or concave?
No, concave earth.
Concave earth. That sounds interesting. I like it. I'll sign up to concave just for the lol.
Yeah, we'll talk to Paul Corran in the chat there. He's the resident concave earther.
Is he?
Yeah, you've got. What about hollow earth? What about holographic earth? What about simulation theory?
Yeah,
what about electric universe theory? Fractal universe theory.
Hollow or concave or convex.
You're such a traitor, D.
You're a hardliner, aren't you, Jed? That's your problem.
What happened? I'm a flatliner. Not a hardliner. I'm a flatliner.
Well, that means you're the walking dead, mate. You're a zombie.
That makes me woke, mate. I'm a woke to all the lies of the world.
You're a woke tea. Yeah, you're definitely a woke.
I'm woke. Sure. I'm woke to the world.
You've walked. Have you walked around the world yet?
I'm woke to the little. You were talking about the little brain that's in your little heart thing.
Oh, yeah.
Earlier, the little brain that's in your heart.
Have you had an NDE?
Is that like flat Earth, like total bullshit?
No. Have you had a near-death experience or two in your line of work?
Thanks, Tom. See you soon, mate.
Yeah. What happened? I mean, can you talk about it? Do you want to talk about it?
No, really, not. It's quite personal.
Okay, no worries. Mine, I can tell you about mine if you any of you are interested.
So what's that got to do with the little brain in your heart?
Because in Eastern cosmology, it's more of an
Eastern cosmology is bullshit.
It doesn't matter. It's inside out or it's outside in, but it's both and neither. It's a bit like
that's a good point, actually, though.
Past or an eternal present. Yes, there's an eternal present, but there's still a future and there's still a past. But is time cyclical? Possibly. Is it linear? Possibly. Does it exist at all? Maybe not. It's the same principle. Do you see what I mean?
Sorry,
I was meaning, is there a little brain inside your heart? Like a little brain?
As a Buddhist.
And when people get heart transplants, you get some of the memories and the tastes, the impressions of the other person. It's well known in heart surgery circles. If you do some research on that, you'd be very interested about that. Because
but you get that with amputations as well, like phantom feelings and like arms and stuff. That's not the heart.
No, that's a nervous system.
That's just nerves.
Talking about
and don't you get that with blood transfusions as well, though? Through just on the contrary, we've heard completely different that through blood transfusions, DNA, all DNA holds some kind of a memory. All cells have a nucleus, and therefore all cells have a brain, theoretically speaking.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So
I'm open to that.
Some people have felt certain emotions and
that makes more sense, Cakes. That makes more sense than
just
a little
two
brain in your heart.
Two brains. Two brains. You've got bajillions of brains.
There are 4.
Exactly,
Jed. You know where the 5 brains are? One is the gut lining, one is in the heart, and you have the 2 halves of the hemispheres of the brain, which is the mammalian, the human cortex, and the reptilian brain, which controls your basic survival functions. You'll know that if you know any surgeons or medical people in the forces or whatever, that the human brain is composed of 3 main layers: the central stem, the column, the cerebellum, which connects the 2 hemispheres, and you've got the cortex and the mammalian brain. Then you've got the central nervous system as a whole. Then you've got the peripheral nervous system. Then you've got the brain and the heart, and then you've got some neurological lining in the gut for the gut feeling. So there's probably a multitude of brains all throughout your spinal system.
What about the brain in my pants?
It's not brains. It's brain. You have brain or memory cells and stuff all throughout the body, more so in the organs, and that's why the organ transplants are more effective than most other things. But yeah, blood transplants, anything like that, you're basically passing on a part of your personality to someone else. And that's why
I feel like we could just say
like genetic memory. It's almost like genetic memory that you. It's almost like when you pass down like genetic kind of memory.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it? That's what Cakes was saying. It's exactly what it is. Genetic memory.
No, well, kind of, but also there's muscle memory as well. Like, which I was thinking about muscle memory the other day when we were going to Jed needs a penile transplant, says VB. The other day when yeah, VB.
VB,
come and coach him into a penile transplant.
Defend the flat Earth, because I'm sick of defending this flat Earth, man. It's just too difficult.
Should we just move past it? Because like originally the two hosts said that we shouldn't really debate that too much. Should we just avoid the subject a bit? Because this medical stuff is more interesting.
Sorry, Cakes.
Isn't
it?
No, it's cool. It's cool, Jed. Mate, honestly, we respect the fact that you're a flat earther and you have these opinions, mate. It's okay.
Yeah, I do actually respect it, and I am genuinely. I've seen a lot of evidence on both sides.
Thanks for letting me express myself.
Not really,
you're welcome, mate.
Journal snowflaking. But no, I was thinking the other day when I was cooking, and it got me thinking about. I believe we were having a conversation with Mick, and it was months ago. And somebody, I think it was Mick, and he said that. Actually, I don't think it was Mick. Remind me who it was, Dee. They said that we think about things seconds before your brain decides you're going to do. It was Mick. Your brain decides you're going to do something. What was it? 2 seconds before you do it.
0.7 of a second before you're going to.
0.7 of a second. Thank you.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And while I was cooking the other day, I was thinking about this as well, because I was like, I'm not even thinking about where these things go. I'm just grabbing everything that I need, mixing, stirring, chopping, and all the rest of it, you know. And I was just in this kind of like almost meditative,
unconscious,
almost meditative state, thinking about just that one thing that I already know what I'm going to do before I'm going to do it. And I just couldn't get that out of my head because I had said different. I said, I don't think that kind of is how it is. Do you remember me saying it? But yeah, no, I was just thinking about that. There you go.
That's your creativity.
That's probably how you get deja vu as well. It's connected kind of to that.
Yeah. It is.
Jed ejaculates 7 minutes before he's supposed to. So 5 minutes before intercourse.
Is anybody really interested in Validation Boy's point of view there about that?
Pardon?
He doesn't know Jed, does he?
Yeah. Jed, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, he does know Jed. Right. Oh, well, that's funny. Okay. That is funny.
No. Me, Dee, Jed, and.
Do you want a bit more information about what you're talking about? They worked on all this. They experimented on the Heart Math Institute in the States.
Jed, come back. Jed, this is going to crack you up. Sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. No, it's cool. Vegan realist. Vegan realist. That's a lie.
Jamie, welcome to the show, mate. We never thought we'd see you again.
It's been a while, Jamie. How are you? What have you been up to?
You've grown your hair. You look amazing. You look awesome.
Jed, look at the screen. Jed, look at the screen.
Absolutely amazing.
Jed.
What?
Look at the vegan realist.
Oh, there's Bob. All right, Bob. Bobby Broom.
Where do you live again?
For fuck's sake.
Mr. Vegan, where do you live again?
Are you missing your hair already, mate?
Fuck that.
Mate, that was fucking awesome.
That was good.
Brilliant.
So, if you don't know who Vegan Realist is and the situation,
Jez, you've been 3D printing face screens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is that what you're doing? Oh, nice one, mate.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, mate.
What do they cost you?
Oh,
like peanuts or quite a bit?
I'm getting. Oh, my phone's dead again. Ah, fuck's sake!
Maybe plugged in,
And
Jay.
No, Cakes, you know what
upstairs,
you're talking about.
Again, I did put the link in the chat for 3D props earlier. He's done some videos on
the point where you've got to think a lot to a point where you don't have to think much and you just automatically do it. A bit like driving. Do you drive? I happen to be banned from driving for 2 years because it's a long story, but
okay, I'm deaf, and I heard him say I have been rampant for 4 years. I don't think that's what he did say. So, do you want to say that again? Because I don't think you said
2 years.
Banned for not rampant. Okay, carry on.
I've been banned from driving for 2 years because I wouldn't stop for the police because they wouldn't investigate 5 separate crimes against me because they're crap. And they're a company that's only interested in VAT number. They're just interested in getting themselves revenue to maintain their activities. So they're not the best people in my book, the police. And yet the individuals that work for them are really good people trying to do a very difficult job. But it comes down to money yet again and statistics and keeping their statistics good. If you look at the crime statistics just for Cumbria, all crimes are down apart from violent crimes. Violent crimes have increased by something like 35%. ADH, GBH, knife crime, they're all on the rise, which goes to show there's something not quite right in our society. If all of the crimes can be controlled and improved and fall in rate, why is it we've got more and more violent crimes occurring and more drunken rages in people, domestics and stuff? Why is that getting worse? It's something we need to think about as a society, don't you think?
Not really, because yes, but also not really because on a whole, isn't violent crime down a lot than it was in the past?
No, it's actually not. It's not. It's gone the other way, strangely.
Oh, so, I've heard differently that crime is down.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just talking
on the large scale from like the 70s, 80s. The crime's a lot less than it was from then.
In terms of a long-term trend, then yes, of course, yes. I'll admit that. But in recent years,
so I would take those statistics more as scaremongering, fear, etc., than anything else.
No, the numbers don't know. When it comes down to the numbers, they don't lie. When it comes down to the interpretation of the numbers, that's where things get messy. Don't you think?
What I just said, those numbers are there to scaremonger.
No, they're not there to scare number. They're just there to present the facts. But
are they?
Yeah, exactly.
Are they? More
people? Not necessarily. Yeah, they don't necessarily present the facts, do they? It's hard because what have we got to rely on?
So my feelings is that, for a start, the definition of violent crimes has been changed. For example, if somebody punched you in the face and you knew them in your area, there was some beef with like some other kids across the block and they hit you.
Yeah.
Back in the late 90s, would you have reported that? Probably not. But more recently, yes, we're being told to report every incident of violent crime, no matter the severity.
No matter how violent,
Yeah, so my feeling is that because of the way that we have changed our outlook on things and the way that the police present anything has happened, come and tell us, report this, and the increase in scaremongering, increasing that we're on this societal degeneration.
Not necessarily. I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Sorry, I know what you're saying, yeah. And I actually agree with that. I agree with what you're saying there. But I think if you try and take a slightly more objective view and a little bit more of a long-term view like you've just done in a way there, then you can draw other inferences from just the numbers of people and the numbers of crimes. Like reporting is obviously going to mean that certain things are going to be reported more and other things are going to be reported less, or they're going to be categorized differently, or all of those factors are going to play in, aren't they? It makes it hard.
Almost as if there's some big conspiracy around the media to be like programming us to think somehow, isn't it? It's
yeah, but everyone does that to everyone else, whether it be consciously or not. But if you're woke, in terms of woke, then you try to transcend or become aware of your programming so that you don't act it out. You see, are you an actor or are you a director? Most of us are both, but we're more actors most of the time. We're acting out our stuff, our programming, our psychology.
The social conditioning, programming, the brainwashing, whatever you want to
moments
call
of
it.
heightened consciousness, such as when you might take psychedelics, for example, you can become more of a director of your own consciousness. And obviously, if you practice and train in meditation, or you train in something like martial arts, or you do military training like Jed, then you become more aware of yourself. And so you deprogram yourself, or you, more correctly, you end up reprogramming yourself. And that's the same truth with relation to all subjective views of science, the medical world, flat earth or the curved earth. All of those things, they evolve over time in terms on an individual level and on a societal level, don't they? They change constantly. I'm not even sure what my point is here, but I think my point is that the view that we have now of where we stand on things, you, Cakes, Jed, and me, right now, is going to probably be vastly different in a few months.
Oh, in a few minutes for me. I'm a million different people.
You're not that bad.
No,
you've not got ADHD or anything. No, it's going to be in terms of weeks to months to years, in terms of like your view changing as you.
I know I'm very fickle.
My view has changed halfway through a sentence before, so.
Yep, same.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. That just shows a flexibility of mind, then, which means that you guys are ideally placed as good hosts on the channel. If that's me. That's a big up to you.
We are aware.
Yeah,
I can see
we do okay.
Yeah, I can see that. Where's Jed gone? I'd like to ask him something.
He's washing the dishes.
Jed, can I ask you something, mate? Can I ask you something?
What did I miss?
We were just talking about like points of view and subjective opinions and stuff. Like with your, have you done martial arts? Have you done some martial arts?
I've kicked lots of ass.
What, like kickboxing, or have you done karate?
No, boxing. Just boxing.
Have you done any of that Krav Gate or whatever it's called? You know that French one? Do you know what I mean? The street.
No, it's Israeli. It's Israeli.
That's the one. Yeah.
Krav Maga.
It's Krav Maga. It's Krav Maga. It's close combat. Yep. Close combat.
Surely you get taught some of that in your military training, do you not? Or something very similar?
Similar.
The question that I had for you was, though, do you think that, because you believe yourself to be a woke person, which I think you are too, right? Does that make you more aware of yourself because you've had to challenge yourself in ways that maybe a lot of other people haven't had to, and you've maybe faced some more deeper decisions about, do I become a license to kill or do I not? Does that make you more awake than many?
Well, it makes you question. It makes you realize the person you are. You don't know the person you are until you're in a certain situation.
Yeah.
You can talk about it all day long until you're there doing it.
Yeah, I know that because I'm a climber, so I've walked along the edge of death a few times, and it changes you, doesn't it? It definitely changes. It doesn't change some parts of you, but it changes other parts of you. I can see it in your eyes. You know what you're talking about. I mean, you can tell that I do as well, because I had a near-death experience at 21, fell off a cliff, and got a brain injury, frontal lobe brain injury, and I had to change my identity completely.
See, what Jed hasn't told you is he's actually got a bit of shrapnel stuck in the back of his head here. So,
yeah. Oh, well, that's why he's so psycho then. I love it. Mate, me and you would probably get on, mate. I'd do your fucking head in, and you would show me some shit.
D, you weren't supposed to tell him that. Now he's got the upper edge.
Now
he knows I'm mentally disabled. I got mentally discharged.
I get into a lot of trouble. I'm a fucking bastard sometimes, right? Quite a lot of the time. But I do try to be a nice guy as well. So, I don't really care. But I do care. You know how like when you don't you care so much sometimes that you don't give a fuck what other people think because you're convinced that what you're trying to do is the right intention and you know what you're doing. You know, like
you look like a caring person.
I tried to be, yeah. Thanks. I didn't realize I looked like one.
Yep, you do. You
look
very
like
caring.
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, you don't look so dispassionate yourself. I'm sure you could give me a really evil stare if you wanted to, but you seem like a nice guy, really.
You gotta watch Jed's 1,000 Mile Stare.
No, I just wouldn't. I don't think I'd mess with him, but I'd buy him a beer, that's for sure.
Well, you weren't defending us and everything, going to war for us. Yeah, fucking right, buy him a beer.
Yeah, I'll buy all of you a beer. We should meet up.
Validation boy!
Oh, here's Validation boy.
Hey, VB.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
Motherfucker.
Where are you from, Mike?
What? How you doing, all my little one versus one me motherfuck faces?
Yes. Oh my god.
What the fuck? Who is this guy? Brilliant. Nice to meet you. Boy, you ain't no boy.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Validation Boy. He believes in Jesus.
Will he rip my face off if I get like really annoying?
Well, he's an SAS, so yeah.
You can't reach you from that far.
That's cool. Hang on, are you American, Mr. Validation?
I'm a wank Yankee.
You're a wanky Yankee.
Yep.
Right, awesome. I like it.
Hey, Vic Noid.
I've lived in the States.
Of course you have.
Which state?
Oklahoma, believe it or not.
Wow.
Okie dokie. We lived in
Gayest state of all.
Oklahoma. Can you believe that?
It's not one we're very proud of.
No,
Oklahoma's not one we're very proud of.
Come on, I didn't choose to live there. I went with my parents when I was about 7 years old. I wouldn't choose to live in Okie dokie, would I thought? Which state are you in?
I'm in Florida. Over in Oklahoma, there ain't nothing but crystal meth and crack cocaine.
No, it's not that.
Delightful.
They're Jesus fearing as well over there, mate. They're Jesus loving and God fearing. Are you mad?
No, it's true. They are.
Yeah. It's nice though because they all mean well. They're just a bit dirty.
Was there a lot of blacks where you were in America?
I didn't fucking see one.
Not one?
No, I remember one. Yeah, he was well known. He was Jamaican, so he's not really black.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Jamaicans don't count.
Yes, they do. They're on a level of their own, aren't they? I suppose. I've never been to Jamaica. Have you? You guys been to Jamaica?
I've been to the moon, so I've seen everywhere.
There's no fighting over there. They're all stoned, so there's nothing to fight, is there?
I heard if you want to go on holiday there, you have to go on some kind of compound. You know what I mean? Because it's so fucking dangerous for a white man to go fucking walking about on his own.
Is it really?
Yeah, I've heard the scare stories. Yeah, like all the resorts have got like big wire fences around them and shit.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was that bad. Well, you'll have to get yourself a fake tan then and get over there. I'll do it. I'll come with you.
Blackface.
Is boxing not a martial art? I thought boxing was a form of martial arts.
No, because it doesn't have the same ethical basis as you get in martial arts. I don't think. It's just a pure sport. I don't think I could agree that. I think Thai boxing maybe is getting towards martial arts, halfway there. But obviously, that's just my opinion. You know, I don't think it's a martial art, but it's just a question of how you've got a glove on, a big thick glove. How quickly can you bray your opponent so he's got no consciousness left? It's not even a sport in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that's what it used to be. It's evolved since then.
There's a lot of rules too. There's a lot of rules in boxing, so it's very strict.
It makes it more of a sport, but at the end of the day, the idea is to knock your opponent the fuck out. So, like, what's that apart from legalized brawling?
Well, it's not always about the KO. Sometimes it's about building up points.
And the skill, the skill that's used.
Particularly in Olympic boxing, I agree.
The thing is, martial arts itself is just fucking mumbo jumbo bullshit. It was kind of fair enough.
So Taoism and Buddhism's all mumbo jumbo.
No, Bruce Lee knew a lot of martial arts was too much fucking this and that. He was trying to cut out that shit and get straight to the fucking like the kill punches. He was trying to take out all this fucking shit. And he created his own martial art by cutting out all that fucking mumbo jumbo
It's
that's
not
in a lot of martial arts.
It's about sizing up your opponent. It's about implementing the technique when you see it coming, and it's about
UFC kind of proves it. UFC proves it. Like when UFC first started, we had the karate guys, we had the jiu-jitsu guys, we had the sumo wrestlers, we had the fucking boxers. And the UFC today, the fighter nowadays is the complete fighter. And it doesn't involve fucking karate.
He didn't get anywhere.
It's mostly boxing and wrestling. And that's a mixed martial art, boxing and wrestling. So a
lot of that old karate and those type of things, it's about personal health. It's like a health exercise.
Yeah,
not even
it's
about
like a lifestyle.
hacking.
It's a lifestyle. It's like a lifestyle.
It's not like a practically use
that's
technique for fighting.
A wider sense by
a karate chop. Come on, a karate chop. A karate chop.
It's just a karate chop.
That's bullshit.
But no, it's not, because you get someone in the crotch. A fist in the crotch, mate, is going to knock you out as quickly as a fist in the back of your head, isn't it? You know that. I don't need to fucking.
Pardon, what was that? I missed that.
A fist in the carotid or the sternum is going to knock you out as fast as a fist in the side of the head and the temple, isn't it? Or a fist going.
No, but I'm talking about flat-handed stuff. Like this all came out of martial arts.
No, you're talking about edge of the hand stuff. You're talking about.
It's stupid. It's stupid. Like have a guy, have two guys fighting. Have one guy using that part of his hand and have the other guy using his knuckles and his fists. Let's see who wins. Let's see who comes out with the most damage.
No, they're quite equal. You'll actually find they're quite equal. It's all about how you use it. Remember, it's not your size of your dick.
Because when mixed martial arts first started on TV, they could use flat hands. They weren't allowed to use clenched fists. They could only use open hands. And it was nowhere near as effective with the knockouts as clenched fist to like a jaw.
Because look at the force you can get with a clenched fist than you can get with an open hand. Much less force than a closed.
But that's not how you punch. That's not how you punch. You don't punch like that. You
punch
from the feet. You punch from the feet. It comes from the feet.
And the hips.
Yeah.
And the hips. It's kinetic energy. It starts from the feet up to the hips.
Yeah.
To the shoulder.
Through the dynamic core. Yeah, I know. I've read Aikido and the dynamic spear, mate. I know exactly.
And a karate chop is bullshit.
A karate chop is just bullshit. No, but it's not though. I've seen people break serious amounts of gear with.
That's all that fucking just. That's like karate shows and stuff.
Well, so you don't.
It's not practical. It's not practical.
You don't think there's an electromagnetic force?
It's like Bruce Lee said: boards don't hit back. Boards don't hit back.
Right.
And then at the Dragon, a guy breaks a board in front of him, and he says boards don't hit back because you can smash boards all day long. It's all about the combat.
Well, what was Bruce Lee's favourite drink, though, Jed?
What was that?
What was Bruce Lee's favourite drink?
David Weiss's piss.
Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
You're having a laugh now, mate. I'm not like
Patty Steer's piss.
Coffee. Cup of green tea, Chinese.
But a lot of people were fooled back. A lot of people were fooled back in the 70s with the martial arts bullshit and the Hollywood stars that went to go learn it and all this fucking shit. It was kind of hyped up. The movies hyped it up.
Yeah, nunchucks.
Martial arts is kind of it's cool.
Bruce Lee invented nunchucks in the 1960s. Nunchucks they're not ancient. He invented them in the 1960s for show.
Going to have no chance versus the nunchucks unless he's fast as lightning.
I'm telling you, nunchucks were created by Bruce Lee to be flashy in the 1960s.
Okay, what technique was he using when he first implemented them? Was he using what did he call this technique again? What was it called?
Jiu-jitsu, wasn't it?
No, it's adapted from Wing Chun.
Wing Chun is
Wing Chun was developed by a woman fucking 300 years ago to fight bigger targets.
Wing Chun into Wushu or Wushu into Wing Chun, or something else.
Well, as long as everybody Wang Chungs tonight, we should be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down with that. I don't know what you mean but I'm down.
These youngsters don't get that reference, do they, D?
Not really. Hey, hang on, mate. I'm older than you, mate. How old do you think I am? How old are you, Jed? You're 50.
I'm the oldest here. I'm at 53.
50, you're 53?
He looks 35, right?
It looks like he just left university.
He looks like he just popped out of his mom.
You can see the lines and shit when he gets closer.
Look at the cross. Look at the cross.
Oh, yeah. Okay. How old am I? Come on, I want some questions from you people. How old am I?
You're 48.
Not bad. Who else wants to take a punt?
12.
51.
12.
Ooh, don't stop me, please. I've got grey hair, but I'm not.
I'm going to say infinity, as you are an infinite being having an experience.
Yes, but that's the ultimate level. No, on a
that's fucking corny, man. That's corny as fuck.
Yeah, isn't it?
I'm 25.
Shut up. Right, come on. That's one guess we've had. It's not far away.
So ninjutsu.
I said 12.
Ninjutsu doesn't even. It's not even real. Ninjutsu is completely fabricated martial art.
I'm born. Yeah. I'm 43. So 5 years. You're 5 years away. 43. I'm a bit grizzled for my age, maybe because of what I've been through. The wrong choice, like it is for everyone. But you look fairly chilled, validating, and Jed looks like a man of experience, and Cakes looks like a nice, easygoing lady, and D looks like he doesn't give a shit, and Jez definitely doesn't give a shit.
Cakes just turned 23 last month.
No.
Martial arts.
She said no comment. No comment, right?
She's not 23. Could be.
No, she just turned 28.
Right, yeah, I was going to say late 20s. Mid to late 20s. To be safe.
27, VB.
I wasn't going to say you're 30.
Am I?
So
you're 28.
How old am I?
28, and you're trying to knock a year off?
Dan, how old am I?
Boy,
typical female.
I am 27. No, I am 27.
Validation boy, you are 36.
Oh, thanks. I'm 41.
Brilliant. Wow. Same as me. Yeah, so you look younger. You just got high testosterone with that bald head of yours, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I got gray hair, though.
I do. You've got grey eyebrows like me. Look, I've got grey eyebrows at the beginning. Anyway, I don't know. Can't really see it.
Dee's got the gray beard, too.
Yeah, I've got more grey on my beard than I have on my head. I've got more grey on one side of my chest is going grey and the other's staying dark brown. I don't understand that. What's that about?
Dee, you're never worried that someone's going to accidentally yank on that thing or get that thing tugged?
You take quite a beating.
Oh, I didn't know that. You've got like a mega long goatee thing. Sorry, not goatee. Bloody hell.
It doesn't get snagged in the shopping cart?
How long have you
done? He doesn't go outside. It's very ridiculous, VB. Out of everything VB has ever said, that is the dumbest, most ridiculous thing.
I've seen him go outside in his videos. He's got videos going outside.
That's a green screen, VB.
Yeah, that's my face pop. That's my face pop. So.
What does Jez stand for?
Yeah, Jez, what are you about, mate?
Jezebel.
Jezebel, what are you about?
To Gerard.
Oh, really? It's short for Gerard?
Same as...
Like me.
Same as Jez.
Like me.
I was, yeah.
All right.
So I just got called Jez.
It's funny, D's short for Jared as well. No, it's not. It's not.
So it's Cakes.
D short for dickhead.
Yeah, that's more like it.
So,
I'm the shine that, mate.
The extreme dickhead.
I thought D was short for daddy. Like, who's your daddy?
Oi, Peppy.
It's literally not short for anything. That is my actual name that is on my birth certificate. Yeah.
Jed, can you do me a favor? Can you say curly whirly? And what can we get VB to say in American accent? What's the game to say?
Curly dance, monkeys dance.
What can you say? Like, keep them wagons rolling in a really strong American accent.
Curly whirly.
No, curly whirlies are an American, a British candy. It's a caramel and chocolate candy, and the way they say it in Scotland is really funny because it sounds like
Curly Willa.
Curly Willa.
Curly Willy. Curly Willy.
So VB, at the start of the stream, of our stream, I said that I was surprised at how good of a taste of music you have. Very impressed. Very, very impressed. I honestly didn't expect that kind of music from you.
Are you serious?
Yeah. V impressed. V impressed.
You're such an arse licker.
You like that death metal music like that?
Can you not tell by my hair?
Who was it?
It was Suffocation.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
For a minute.
Sure. Yeah, I was really surprised when I clicked on your video and there you are in your car. At first I thought I was doing it ironically, but then I could see you're actually fucking singing along and I was like, holy shit, VB does actually like this music. Damn, son. I honestly expected you to listen to like Barbie Girl or something.
Oh my god! It kind of looks like that.
Let's go party.
Let's go party. Get the guy.
I figured Cake's entire CD collection was nothing but Phil Collins' greatest hits CDs.
No, I'll email you my playlist on Spotify. You can have a look, see what you think.
What kind of stuff?
I think you'll quite like it.
What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like?
Anything from Pink Floyd to kind of Lamb of God.
Division Bell. Yeah. What's that song, Division? So can you see that you never really know? What's that one again? Oh, they played it to me when I woke up from a coma. Coming Back to Life. Can you believe they were playing that when I woke up from my 10-day coma after my accident? My God, makes me cry every single time I hear that Pink Floyd tune. Coming Back to Life, isn't it? Or Coming to Life, something like that.
Sure.
I like electronic stuff, like weird Israeli trance and all kinds of mad shit. And Spongle.
Yeah, no, I'm not into that at all.
Have you ever heard of Spongle, Infected Mushroom, Transwave, Sidonia, Fear of a Red Planet, loads. I'm a explorer, Trancer.
I've been playing thrash music and metal music since I was 10 years old in original bands.
Oh, cool. Can you play us something?
I don't have any equipment here, no.
You got no guitar or anything, no?
Well, I have it at another house.
All right, not even a banjo or something.
No, I've been playing for 30 years. I don't even actually pick up guitars anymore until I have a gig. I just basically practice in my head at this point.
All right. Anyone else a bit music?
Those printers are not too loud, are they?
No, it's not too loud. Just a little scratching in the background. It's not loud. Nice one.
Adds atmosphere.
Yeah, it sounds
I'm
like
learning guitar at the moment, but that's about as musical as I get, really. Oh, I've got a music box, actually. I have got a music box.
What are you into? Oh, that's cute.
No.
It's like ice fucking cream van.
He got a Back to the Future device and he shrunk it.
That's creepy. That's creepy that you own that, D.
The first ever
Hellraiser when he turns his head round to 360 degrees.
The first ever video that me and D did, he started it with him playing that. If you guys all remember that, I think it was on his channel when he introduced me to Jarl back in September. That was the song that he played at the beginning. Then there's me sat in the background cringing because you guys know I'm not a Star Wars fan.
Chris, you have an amazing gaydar, mate. It's almost as if you are gay.
Star Wars is gay. That's the popcorn.
We need to talk.
Say we need to talk soon anyway.
Jar Jar Binks was gay, but the rest of Star Wars is awesome, so don't knock it.
I've got myself a life.
At least 3 or 4 people here that like Star Wars.
Oh man!
Or you'll get booted.
Metal Lave.
I'm joking. What do you say?
Yes,
to that?
mate.
You're the fat controller, aren't you? No, so you're the skinny controller.
Hey, so I wasn't actually listening. I was having a conversation
Somebody
with
just came up
Jez.
with a comment and they said Star Wars is gay because they're trying to wind us up. Obviously.
Oh no, he does that all the time. It's right. Me and Chris. Literally every time I've mentioned Star Wars, he puts in the chat, "Star Wars is gay." It's just an ongoing thing. Yeah, no. So I have a big back at him and blah blah blah.
The thing with our chat and usually our panel is that most of them know us, know who we are. So you'll see something that looks like it could be quite mean, but in reality, like earlier when VB was on about Jed having a dick replacement, that to us that's hilarious because that's VB and Jed.
It's your one.
Size matters, bitch.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like our chat, they're the usuals, and you'll find them in Jed's, you'll find them in Jez's, you'll find them in VB's, in mine, and in D's. You'll find all of these guys in all of our respective
Thanks
channels.
for letting me know. Yeah, no, I can take that. It's quite funny anyway. It was quite amusing. I mean, like, say out of us 5 guys here, D looks to be the most chilled, although Jez is pretty chilled as well. But like, who's the most? We have a word in Carlisle. I'm sure you understand what I mean by this. We have a word in Carlisle called Raj, which means a little bit psycho, a little bit crazy, a little bit fun, and a little bit zany, all into one. It's called how Raj.
That's Jez. That's Jez.
Is Raj? Is he got a Raj factor? Is he? Right.
I was going to say
Definitely Jez. Definitely Jez.
I've got a right reputation around here, me. I'm afraid. Well, I'm not afraid. It's unfortunate, but I've got a reputation as a Raj person who'll just do anything because I'm not scared of much. I'm scared.
Have you been on the Hangouts long?
Hmm?
Have you been coming on the Hangouts long? Like, have you been doing this for a while?
It's relatively new for me, mate. No, Ali got me into it like a few weeks ago, so I'm literally a proper noob on these. You've been coming.
Enjoying it. Enjoying seeing yourself on telly and stuff.
I'm not fussed. I'm an ugly bastard. I don't mind as long as I can say my piece.
After a while, you forget about it. You forget.
Thanks, man. I get you. I get what you're saying.
After a while, you become a natural born celebrity like Jed, with all the charisma in the world.
Yeah, he's got that wow factor, isn't he? You can tell. He's just there with his beer. I'm gonna get a bottle of beer as well. It's a good idea. That get my cup of tea.
We won't be going too much longer. We're on a roll for a minute, so we'll definitely keep it going.
Whatever, man. Whatever. End it when you want.
I like my whiskey.
Because when D starts going,
I don't start that. The only time anyone notices it is when Kate points it out.
D's turning into a cripple.
So should I not point out when my co-host and dear friend is visibly in pain to me? Do you not want me to point that out? Do you want me to be a little bitch and sit here and be like, no, fuck you, swine?
I like it. I'm now a victim of coronavirus.
D just needs to smoke a bowl.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Mute camera.
I've got to
no, that's not right.
Well, this is what I've been doing.
Say the last. Well, that's
this
cool,
is what I've been doing.
Fucking hell.
The misers look for the hospitals.
You should just make the RoboCop helmets for them.
Fucking hell. Like I say, I've been dead busy. These are all these. These are the head banners for the mask. What they wear on the face. These go at the back of the neck. So it stops the elastic bands from digging in the ears all day. So these are off to Grimsby Hospital Tuesday.
Nice.
So there's
nice one, man.
120 there. I've been doing my bit, like, you know what I mean?
They're only going to send them over to fucking Europe anyway, mate. That's what they did with fucking... And that's what a load of places in the UK had to do because they had too much stock, was send them off to Europe.
I've done about 500-600 of these already. Looking.
No,
How many?
It's been good.
How many can you do in one day?
If I have all machines going, I can probably do about 50, 60 a day. If I have all machines going. Well, I need my machines for my car, so I just have one machine going. I do about 15, 16 a day. I finish about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm up at 8 o'clock back in here printing again. But it's been good. It's been good.
Are you selling them or are you giving them away?
Giving them away, mate. It's all free. It's all free to the NHS. That's what I do. No money from it.
Are you getting any kind of credit for it, or any kind of tax credit, or anything like that for it, or
no, I get donations. I get donations. People will give me filament, 3D filament, or the front of the masks in. But I do them for this other bloke that's supplying Grimsby and surrounding areas. It's like a little community. We all get together and just giving out masks and to the front line, to the hospitals, basically. So it's been good fun, but it will slow down soon. You know what I mean?
What you're doing, Jez, is commendable. You're doing a really good thing, man. You're doing a really good thing. It doesn't matter if people believe it's real or not real. What you're doing is good. You're doing a good fucking thing. You know what I mean?
No, that's what I was going to say.
You can't knock you for that, man.
I mean, I look at it like this. Everybody's got an opinion. They've all got a theory. But if it is real, then people need protecting. So you've always got that.
Yeah, you're
doubt in your mind.
Yeah, mate.
So I don't mind.
Absolutely.
Vicnoids just said, "Why sell them, you idiot? Everybody else is selling them." Yes, people are selling them to general public, but Jez is giving them to hospitals and people the hospital staff that need them, because right now our government's not providing them. And that's why I was going to say, it's sickening that people like yourself, Jez, are having to feel obligated to do this. This shouldn't be a thing that you feel obligated to do. It's very commendable and amazing that you're doing that. I think it's a really good thing. But I don't think you should have to, based on the fact that our healthcare system is free and that those members of staff should be protected by their boss, which is the government. They should be.
Yep.
Government knows.
Totally agree.
Totally.
Government knows it's not real, and that's why they're not bothering.
I think
Vignoid replied with, "They don't need them." That's maybe the case where you are, but over here, nurses don't. And yes, we might not think this virus is a real thing. We might not be worried. But the nurses who are actually doing their job and the doctors that are doing their job, they are scared. So even if the masks give them that reassurance and help them actually not have a fucking anxiety attack, that is then their purpose. That is the...
Bunch of fucking pussies.
I mean, we all know, like, do you know what I mean? We all know, but if you go into the sheep mode, for them it's an absolutely worrying drama what's going on. So with that little face visor and little gloves, they feel like, oh, we're protected. So there you go, live in your bubble.
No, you're definitely doing a good thing. I'm just teasing.
I'm weird.
If anything
yes,
else,
because my missus is a nurse. My missus is a nurse, and they've been low, and they've started just getting stuff. So people like Jez is helping. Like you said, it doesn't matter if people believe it's real or not. Nurses believe it's real, and they're going out in this fucking environment. And if they feel safer, and Jez is providing equipment to make nurses feel safer, he's only doing a good thing. It's nothing to do with whether this is real or not. It's making people feel safe. And he's doing that, you know what I mean?
Fucking, you're bringing a tear to my eye, Jez. Let's all have a fucking clap for Jez now, shall we?
I've talked shit all night. I might as well say one decent thing, you know what I mean?
And if I can add...
I'm recording this, Jed. I'm recording this moment.
If anything else, Jez, at least it's getting you good publicity on your YouTube channel, getting them subscribers.
No. Let me just stop you right there. I don't want no publicity. I don't want any special. Nothing.
That was a passive aggressive fucker.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not interested. Not interested. The lads that I'm doing it for, I see all their pictures on Facebook day in, day out. He asked me, when do you want to come in the Telegraph and come on the page? Went, leave me in the background, mate. I said, that's where I like to be. I said, I don't want to be like, hello, everybody. I'm not interested. Not interested.
You're more of a Rockefeller or a Rothschild then. You want to be a bit of the shadow government and all this, yeah?
Yeah, mate.
Sorry.
Ulterior motive. Well, I'm a pizza driver, and I'm more important than the police and the firemen right now. Straight up, I'm more.
Indeed, you are.
Because they ain't doing shit. Everyone's on lockdown. These cops and firemen are just cruising around, fucking being assholes. You know, just doing nothing all day. I'm actually out here working. I'm actually in the front lines. I'm more important than them right now.
So are you getting stopped at all then? Validation. Have you got like a letter or something you can show the police to say that you're like a?
I do.
Yeah.
So eat pizza and listen to rap music or thrash metal. What have you got that's better to do than that in Florida? Wait, amusement parks. You've got some amazing amusement parks, you bastards. You've really got some missions to do out there. Like, you can scare shit out of yourself if you want.
I grew up in Orlando, Florida. I've been to Disney and Universal and all them rides 100 times.
Have any of the rest of you been over there? Like, I haven't been to Florida, but I've been in the States.
No, but I want to take the boy to Disney. I've got a 7-year-old, and I do want to try and take him to Disney World and Universal.
What about the Paris place? What about just going to Paris one? Disneyland in Paris. That's meant to be quite good.
But
I want to go. I want to go to Florida. I want to go to Universal as well.
Original place, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go to Disneyland, you've got to go to the big one. You've got to do the big
exactly. If I'm going to save up money, the Paris one costs pretty much the same as Florida, so I may as well go to Florida. You know.
When you go, that's all.
If I'm correct, I think California.
It's Filipinos.
Yeah. I think Disneyland is in California, and they were actually the original, and then Disney World was second in Florida. But Disney World is bigger and better than Disneyland.
Yeah.
Really? I never knew that. That's a weird fact.
He is actually right there. The first one was in California.
Well, of course, he's going to know the fact better than us. Yeah, that's interesting.
And there was a ghost Disneyland in China that basically doesn't exist anymore.
There's one in Japan now as well, I believe.
Yeah, no, really, there was one that was in China. The guy he basically ripped off all the stuff from Disneyland without their permission, and it got pretty big, and then they came in, I think, and bought it out from under him, and then tore it all down.
Wow, that's the way to do it, isn't it? Yeah, makes sense. I'll tell you a funny fact about me if you want to know. You probably not asked, but I own a company called Carlisle Lottery UK Limited. I just founded it like in November last year. I'm going to do a local small society lottery, which is for the NHS, and it's going to give prizes of about £8 grand, £8 grand to charity, and then a couple of grand to me and my mate to split for running it. But we need more people on board to give us help to do it. I've got that on Facebook. I've got it as a company registered. Got a VAT number, company number, everything. It's all set up. I just need somebody who's really good at web design who can help us sell online tickets. There's going to be 40,050 pence online tickets to sell. The top prize is £2.5 grand. There are 3 prizes of £1 grand and 5 of 500 if all the tickets sell. But it's only for people living in my postcode area, CA1, CA7, which covers about 120,000 people. So we could potentially have a prize fund of 20 grand every month, a once a month thing. I came up with the idea. Well, my friend actually came up with the idea. I came up with the idea how to run it, but I can't do it on my own, so it's shelved at the moment. But I am a company director, which is a bit weird. I've been unemployed for a long time, doing part-time therapeutic work. Incidentally, pizza delivery and Chinese delivery. Chinese delivery is where it's at, mate. You coin it. It's much more. You get much better pay at Chinese than you do at pieces. but you work longer at the pizzas and you can amass more money because you work longer hours. The Chinese are only open like sort of 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. sometimes midnight, and you'll get good money because you're working shorter. You get 5, 6. You might get like $7 an hour plus your deliveries. We might get a £5-6 hourly rate plus deliveries here, so you can make £20 an hour, like $25 an hour. You know what I mean? Much better than pizza, I tell you. Less hard work. Give it a shot if you've got any kind of like connections in the Indian takeaway or the Chinese community. Try that out because you'll be better off, and you won't have to work as hard because you Americans thrash yourselves too much. That's me.
My gig's pretty easy.
Sorry?
Is anybody interested in buying some fucking top shit toilet paper? I've got a little bag here now ready for a £5. Who's interested?
Is that like
a bag of what?
Bag of toilet paper, mate. This is 2 toilet tissues, mate. I'm still on for a tenner.
It's got to have some.
Come on, who wants it?
Right?
eBay. Get the bids up on eBay, man.
Pretend that somebody famous wiped their ass with it. Who's in Scotland who's famous enough to wipe their ass in it?
Is it reusable?
David Tennant.
No, what's the name?
Rod Stewart.
Rod
Stewart.
Sean Connery.
Tennant.
Is it
It used to be
reusable?
cocaine and all that one, like, but that's out the window. We're all selling toilet paper now for a tenner a bag. One sheet, come on.
I can only buy 9 rolls for £3. I can't even.
If you do score bags, I'll buy them.
Really?
That's it, man.
I can get anything, mate.
Just need enough to cover the end of your finger, so you can just get in there again.
If you want
What's that thing?
if you want Stephen Coke, I can get it, but it's not. If you want rubber gum, so hypothetically, yes. We'll talk about
Fuck, you know.
The same that, just regular toilet paper then, yeah. Damn it.
Saw a McDonald's cheeseburger, 200 quid on Gumtree. That I would imagine it was a joke post. Fuck it now, yeah. I can imagine like it would be going nuts if people could get hold of McDonald's and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like that South Park episode where Cartman takes over the fucking KFC franchise. Like,
just make your own burgers. Go and buy some minced beef, some onion, and some breadcrumbs, and a bit of HP sauce or Worcester sauce. Stir it up and make your own bloody burgers, you lazy bastards.
Yeah, that's what my mum used to say when I was a kid. You try walking out in the street with your mum's fucking burger when everyone else is walking around with McDonald's. Yeah.
You'd be selling them like lemonade on a street corner, mate. You'd be.
But no. And I'm saying most people, personally, yeah, I'm not a McDonald's person anymore. So.
No, I don't. I'm actually a pescatarian. I don't eat meat. I just eat fish, things that swim. I don't eat anything that flies or walks. Generally, although I do things that walk on the sea floor, like prawns. I do eat them. I'm quite careful about what I eat.
Anyway, Jamie's back.
Hey, Dagan. Oh, Jamie Brown's back. Hello, Jamie. How are you today?
I'm a good
Why you got more?
Yeah, go on.
What do you think of the lottery, Jamie? What do you think of Manimal's lottery idea, Jamie Brown?
Don't know.
You think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a good business proposition?
It's idea in principle, but it needs checking out. You don't need to talk. Because it's not your area. It could be replicated over all the cities in England. 20 grand maximum. You don't even need a gambling license for it because it's a small society lottery. It's like a raffle. It's like Carlisle, which is one of the roughest parts of Carlisle, called Raffles. And we were going to.
I tell you what, you need one of these, you kids. You're fucking waffling on to them.
What?
You'd be all right with one of these on. You're like, oh, this is yeah.
1.1 gigawatts of electricity.
21 gigawatts.
Tell everybody the Earth's a ball. Tell everyone the Earth's a ball with that one, man.
That's quite cool. Can you send me that in the post, Jed?
The only time I'll ever see a bald head is my head.
How much do you want for the Mr. Wheatos mop top? Never mind. I'm only pulling your leg.
I was gonna shave my head, but I'm kind of resisting now because I'm kind of thinking, do the powers that be want us to shave our heads and look like prisoners? Kind of look like fucking Auschwitz fucking cunts.
Probably.
Kind of like well, our hair's shaved and shit.
That hairstyle suits you. Is it getting long and a bit annoying or something, and you just want a shot of it? Try it if you want.
I'm tempted. I'm tempted to shave it.
Shorten your beard.
I did it from the Robo Jed.
Otherwise,
always be RoboCop.
I seen that. I seen that. That was amazing.
Fucking tinfoil, mate. Tinfoil. Hey, look. I can be Robo. Hey, look, you got RoboCop on your show. Look, we got RoboCop on the show.
You're very creative, mate. Very creative.
RoboCop. Look at RoboCop on the show. Look. Robert.
We've got Vanilla Ice on the show as well, look.
And that's the Fresh Prince. Now with that
Fresh
move.
Prince. Aye, Fresh Prince. Aye.
Oh, only took an hour. It's only tinfoil. That's all it is.
No, you can't wear a cap back.
I don't. That's still good, man. That's still good. You're like a fucking tinfoil sculptor.
Yeah, I know. I'll send you it if you want it. You can have it, mate.
Nah, mate. Nah, it's cool. I'll just button up on it, and just put some smack on it.
Well, I was just about to say that, mate. I bet they're all gutting around there. They ain't got no fucking smack.
Oh, mate, we're in Thailand. We've always got smack here, mate. We've always got that available. Are you mad? This is smack central.
It's Edinburgh, It's Edinburgh. We like our smack here.
You don't have a trouble with that, do you? You've got no problems with that.
Smackdown in Smacktown.
Yes,
we invented smack. You
venerate it. Yeah, it's like the sacred herb of life in fucking Edinburgh, isn't it?
We invented loads of shit, man, including smack.
How many viewers you got on here anyway? Let's have a look.
The smack. Have you ever heard of the smack? Where you get smacked with smack, and then you have to accept it off your own skin.
Fucking hell. 19 viewers, you've got more than Jamie Brown gets, man, and he's got 4,000 subs. What's that going on then?
It's got men in the toilet.
E into your gums, E-bar gum. Are you mad, mate?
We usually get more than Jamie, to be fair. Just saying.
I wouldn't know. It's been that long since I watched him. I would have thought he'd have got more viewers again by now.
Oh, that's good. That is. That's nice. That is. I like that.
I'll have a look. I haven't actually looked at it.
Gums, rub it in. Try it. You'll be amazed. It'll go straight to your brain. I've tried it all. I know what works for me. I can't smoke weed, but I can eat it. I love Slurricane. Give me some Slurricane and I'll gobble it. Or a gummy bear, but I cannot smoke the stuff. It just sends me doolally. Can't smoke it. Not even a half a spliff. It just makes me go white. Like
fucking lightweight.
Weird.
Yeah.
When I was
you need to build up. You need to build up. You need to build it up. You can't just.
I don't want to, mate. I don't want to. Look, I'm 40 something now. I'm not going to build it up by the time I'm your age, am I? Come on.
Yeah.
I could do, but I don't want to. I'd rather eat it. It's much better for me. It chills me out. I CBD or the THC, half a THC gummy bear, and a nice little bit of Slurricane or a little couple of buds and chew them until I get all the oil out of them. Much better for me.
Oh, that sounds alright. That sounds alright, mate.
It works for me. Like, give me a 10 deal, 15, 20 quid deal, and I'll make it last a month. Just have it now and again. I got no habits apart from sugar and whiskey. You didn't see the whiskey. Whiskey. I'm a connoisseur. I like the Glenlivet. Glenlivet's my bag. I like that one. What about? I've got some bells right now because I'm not really asked. It's just going in the tea. I wouldn't put a nice little malt in the tea. It's just bells. I put a Gardu in the tea though. I've done that before. Hot chocolate with Gardu. Oh mate, that's nice. Have you ever had a maple monkey? Whiskey plus brandy plus maple syrup plus ginger ale plus soda or water, and you put crushed mint leaves in it. It's a whiskey cooler, maple syrup. It's the nicest whiskey cocktail you ever tried. And do you know where I first tried that? The Glenmorangie bar in Durham, in Durham in the Northeast. After I got out of jail, I was in jail for a couple of weeks because I was an idiot. And I tried it, and it was really nice. I went and celebrated and had a massive load of cocktails and whiskey. Maple Monkey, mate, Google it. And that's cocktail you try. If you like whiskey, I'm assuming you probably do if you're a Scot. What do you reckon? That sound nice to you?
Sounds good, mate.
Would you like that? Whiskey, brandy, ginger ale, maple syrup, and hot water.
You want to stop talking? Why don't you give it a rest? You got more rabbit than Sainsbury's. It's time you got it on the chest. Now you was just the kind of girl you found.
Know the video, man. We know what that means.
Well,
he's closing the show.
I couldn't resist it.
I'm turning to the Iron Brew, man. Hey,
fucking hell.
So which
where did you get them?
Iron Brew.
eBay.
Cool rubbish.
From my shop, mate. From my fucking shop. Can you see me, Arkin? Fucking areas.
Ice cream box.
Fucking Iron Brew, mate.
Iron Brew.
Oh.
I love Iron Brew, mate.
Give me a Champion Ale, 7.3% any day, or a McEwen's Red over any of them. Never mind the Iron Brew crap. What a load of junk. It's not even real, mate. Just orange flavouring.
Iron Brew is fantastic. Do you know what? I never get offended, but I'm offended. Iron Brew is fantastic.
All right.
I love
Iron Brew is amazing. And I'm worried that you're going to upset my dear Scottish friend here.
Oh, okay. What do you like it, Jed?
I'm not keen on it.
Nah, it's not proper stuff.
What? What? You're from fucking Scotland, man. You should be fucking pissing this stuff out.
In the far north, mate. I'm more Scottish than any of you lot.
I'll buy it over like principle. I'll buy it like if there's certain drinks there. I'll buy it over principle because it's Scottish.
Yeah.
No.
With stuff, whiskey and Iron Brew. Is that nice? Like whiskey and Red Bull.
Nah.
No, probably not. No.
Drink whiskey in a glass with ice. Like, I don't know why you're going on about making whiskey cocktails. Whiskey goes in a glass.
I drink it straight. That's it. I drink it in the bottle. Fucking, I drink it straight.
They didn't have any Iron Brew. Crazy
What's Iron Brew made of?
Oh, I love Crazy Scots.
No Iron Brew. Let's have a look inside this fridge here, mate. It's no Iron Brew, brother. How the hell are you not got the Iron Brew, lads? No Iron Brew. Are you crazy? I swear to you. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. How's there no Iron Brew? How you got no Iron Brew, lads? No Iron Brew. I know you're doing number, and I don't care about it. I don't care. No Iron Brew. That's not there. How are you, lads? Right.
Remember when Fredo used to be 10 pence?
Absolutely. Have you never seen the Crazy Scotsman before, Jed?
Iron Brew's pretty passionate. People are pretty passionate about the shit up here.
I love Iron Brew. And the Crazy Scotsman's brilliant. He's so funny. I showed him to Dan a few weeks back.
Here's the wee fact. Here's the wee fact about Iron Brew. It's the only drink in the world that's not dominated by Coca-Cola. Every country in the world, its number one soft drink is Coca-Cola, apart from Scotland. We've got Iron Brew, and then it's Coke, I think.
It outsells it big time up in Scotland, especially Glasgow, anyway.
I'll give you a tune to listen to. Do you want to listen to this?
Listen to his tune, man.
I'll put it in the private chat.
Listen to his tune, D. Listen to his fucking tune. Right?
Yeah, listen to his fucking tune.
You can all go and listen to it if you want. There you go. It's in the chat. You can go and have a head bop if you want that. It's obviously a head bopper.
Fucking hell.
We didn't want a copyright strike. Raj.
You don't want a copper to make
You're
me
fucking Raj.
I'm already Raj. I can't be turned down from Raj any more than Jez can be turned down from being Jez.
I've got a good drink here. Look, I'll have a drink here called Desperados.
Oh, that's
Desperados.
Slammer, yeah, not bad.
Tequila.
Tequila.
That reminds me of Vlad.
Yes.
Tequila.
That reminds me of Vlad.
I like it.
Oh, so speaking of Vlad, D, shall I say what I texted you the other day about Vlad?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, right. So has anybody watched Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Everybody here, Breaking Bad? Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know
Jesse
Badger?
Walter.
No, do you know Badger in Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he not the epitome of Vlad? Oh, put up a clip of Badger. Put up a clip of Badger, D.
Yeah. Right,
If you can, the
It's
sign
fucking
spinning,
nuts, man. Vlad's nuts.
the sign spinning clip of Badger. If you can get that one where he's doing the sign spinning.
What you eating, VB? Some leftover pizza by some black guys.
Who's that?
I don't
think
eat
he's been
pizza.
sniffing. What's he been on? Has he been sniffing fucking toilet paper or what?
VB's eating leftover black guys pizza.
Sorry. Am I distracting you all?
Not really.
Okay. I was just enjoying one of my.
No, you look cool, is that it? Here, mate, you look cool. You look really
Thank you,
cool.
man. I appreciate it. I'm
I
trying
think
to.
it makes this panel look cool.
As long as I'm not being too cool for you and I'm putting you in the shade.
We're all old fogies, and you make this look cool and hip.
Fresh Prince of Bel End.
You ain't know. If you think I'm Helen, you must be an absolute. What are you eating? For that baby hot bald head of yours?
Oh God!
To say it.
Well, that's a story. I've got 10,000 down.
I don't really mean it, but it was just the opportunity was there.
Yeah,
Fresh Prince,
nothing
Fresh Prince of Bel End.
Fresh Prince of Bel End.
That was brilliant.
I'm happy with that. I don't mind being the Fresh Prince of Bel End for tonight. That's fine by me. Wow, so we've been have I been in this chat with you lot for 2 hours and 55 minutes?
Yep.
No,
unfortunately, yes.
Bloody hell.
Sounds like it.
Life's just gone. What was the point of that? Have we concluded anything after all this?
No, there's no conclusions here. How dare you? God.
It's lockdown.
Sometimes.
It's lockdown, man. It's lockdown.
No, it's not for me. It's not going out.
There's no time. There's no time anymore.
I'll come
There's
to
no days.
Edinburgh.
There's no
I'll
time.
come to Edinburgh and make you a cocktail, Jed, if you like. I'll fucking come to Edinburgh and I'll get down. I'll go where I bloody well please because I've got my mask.
Good.
How would you all feel about releasing the lockdown right now?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's very irresponsible to think they're doing that. It would be hilarious, but it wouldn't. It would be great fun, and everyone would be out partying. There'd be festivals and partying in the streets, but probably not a good idea right now.
I'd go and see my dad and give my dad a big hug because I miss my dad so fucking much. It is ridiculous.
Daddy's girl.
I could
here we go.
not find the sign spinning scene for some reason, but this is
Okay.
Badger doing a river dance. So
Okay.
Watch.
Can you Can you like put it on a slightly larger player?
Tried it
On
like
your
last
screen
week,
there,
it's still
dude.
coming down. Go easy.
Can you stretch it? Yeah, that or stretch it on the browser itself. Anyway, I'll put up.
Would you like me to work your house too, sir?
Hey, stop walking on my floor.
Bow before me. I am Lord of the Dance.
That's Vlad.
That is Vlad.
Shit.
That's Vlad.
That's brilliant.
100% Vlad.
That is the state. That is the Magumba state. I'm very familiar with that.
You're making me
Yeah,
drink, mate.
He's going to be having words with me after this, Chris, but I was not expressly ordered to.
So I'm sure you can if you want.
Aye, the toilets took many victims.
I ate that entire trifle tonight. I ate all of that.
You fat bastard.
I know, but I'm not fat. Look, I promise you. Pinch a few inches.
You've made this stream animal. You've made this stream, man. You've made it exciting. You've made it hip and hop and
honestly,
cool.
oh, thank you, man. Me, I'm a bellend. I'm a damn.
I'm the only person on the toilet that never got drunk.
Yeah, I don't believe that for 1 second, mate. You're full of shit again.
No. On the show, The Toilet, that Jet has, I'm the only participant in the history of that show that hasn't come on there and drank alcohol.
You're like quite a religious guy, then, is it? Is that because you're a Jesus worshipper? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's because I had a severe alcohol problem years ago.
Oh, right. So you completely stay off it. Yeah, that's fair. That's the chemical, psychological thing, isn't it? Yeah, I know. That's fair. Did you get suicidal with it at all, or did you get really bad? Or did you have to go into rehab?
Just very self-destructive.
Yeah, it's the worst drug on the planet, alcohol, and yet it's also the best as well, isn't it? It's weird on that. Who doesn't mind a bit of alcohol from time to time? It's just about whether you can turn it on or off, isn't it?
I don't even like it anymore. I just smoke a lot of weed.
Well, that's going to be your next thing to conquer, then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be 420 somewhere, isn't it?
Have you ever had the really nice putty resin, the slurricane? You ever had any of that, mate?
I've had different. I mean, I've had hash. I've had.
Have you had the crackle? Have you had the crackle stuff? Heavy stuff, the strong stuff.
I think I have
stuff
one.
You make with hair straighteners.
No, that will blow. Right? Have you had like? You probably haven't had any cat's meow, have you? What about? There's a whole recipe here I'm cooking up. Have you had?
I've had opium.
Have you had opium? That's quite fun, isn't it?
It's a weed pissing contest now.
Well, no, I've had opium. It's the black shit, and I've had the red brick opium.
Have you? I've never tried that. That sounds quite fun. Can you send me some?
I don't even know if it's available anymore. I mean, I used to do that when I was in high school.
You just got to go on the market on the dark web, get straight on that Tor browser and order some. Send it to me, because then I'm not buying it and I'm not dealing. Send it to me. I'll send you the money. You send it to me.
I don't have access to it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, whatever. Where'd you get your stuff from? Mates. You've got good mates who grow it. I bet you get it off the grower.
This is almost bordering on something that could warrant us getting shut down. So I would appreciate you not continuing this conversation because I do not want another stream being taken down at all.
Understood.
So,
my apologies.
Oh, you turned into a pussy as well.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Sacrifice it. Sacrifice the stream.
oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Was it not you that fell out with VB for some bowl hits?
Not really.
Exactly.
What's been done here?
Thank you, VB.
Or done here?
My man.
God, you snowflakes. You fucking snowflakes.
You're the fucking snowflake.
You're the fucking snowflake.
Your mama's a snowflake.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, my mama.
Your mama's a snowflake.
My mama.
Your
mama's so fat, she the reason the ass flat.
Oh, that's an Eddie Murphy joke.
That's it. You can't come back on that.
Eddie, you stole that from Eddie Murphy, man.
Did he? Probably.
So there's now 4 flat earthers against 1.
Huh?
I was arguing with this guy earlier, and he was just throwing all these questions at me, and I was trying to tell him VB the Earth's flat, and he just fucking was calling me a fool and stuff. So now there's like 4 flat earthers.
I'm not a flat earther.
Your mama's so fat when she sits around the house, she sits around the house.
Oh fuck! I was trying to change the subject, man.
I'm a Matrix guy, mate. I'm a Matrix man, but I am on the flat earther side though because there is truth in it.
Everybody knows the Earth is flat. It's obvious.
Right, man. I was just trying to start shit. Shut up. No one's fucking biting. Everyone's just. Oh, fuck. Come on, forget it. Forget it. Fuck you.
Water don't bend, Jed, mate. Water don't bend. That's what
Water doesn't he bend? Water doesn't he
I
bend?
don't even know you.
Water doesn't he bend?
Remember, the 5th of November.
Yes.
Water does bend.
Where?
That's with the anonymous.
If you penny up a bridge,
That's falling water.
so
Yeah. Water that's bent in that glass. If you
Right, what are
put
you doing
cork
to
in
it?
there, I can prove that it's bent because it'll go to the side.
That's surface tension.
Tension at the edge of the flat layer meets the.
Yeah. No, I understand that. But all I'm saying is I can prove that water bends. You can't prove it doesn't bend.
I can show you.
Because all you can say is look at vast bodies of water at rest.
Right, here we go.
When have you ever seen a large body of water at rest?
I can end this one right now, Dave. Do we live in that glass?
Can you see the spoon bending? I'm a spoon bender now, look. See me bending the spoon? There you go. Doesn't mean I'm a bender, but I can bend a spoon. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's flat. Or is it?
Fucking Uri Geller now, look. Shit's sake.
Holy shit, Neo.
I'm sticking to your fucking forehead.
wow.
I think
I wanna
there's a
go.
goal now. I believe Manimal. I believe Manimal. I believe Manimal here, man. Angie's telling the
The
truth.
spoon convinced you, Jed.
Yep.
Did it? The spoon. The spoon. Look into the spoon, right? It's not about what you see in the spoon. It's about how you.
Why did you set him off?
On the curvature of the spoon.
It's a dirty spoon. Can you not do this with a clean spoon?
There is
I want to see
I
my
want a
face
clean
in it,
spoon.
like Neo from
It's
the
still
Matrix.
dirty.
There is no spoon.
Yes, BB's got it. You see the
fact
implement here?
It's still dirty.
The generic
No,
image of a spoon.
it's dirty.
Right?
I can't trust that spoon. It's a dirty spoon.
Stick that spoon back in your mouth and suck it again, and I'll Photoshop it and I'll put something else there. I can always do the retake, so I can put it in Sony Vegas. And they were like,
Still dirty.
In this direction. It's still dirty.
Still dirty.
I can't.
I don't like it. No, I don't want that spoon.
Right, it's gone.
Any spoon that can't be cleaned with one lick needs washing.
Nah, I need to put more goes before I even bother washing the damn thing. I want to have as much bugs as I can to be a strong immune system. I don't want to catch COVID and die from it. I want to catch it and beat it into submission with my supreme immune system.
You might already have had it and already beat it.
I think I did have it in middle of December last year because I had problems breathing and I thought I had sleep apnea, and actually I had a really bad cold for about a fortnight. Probably around about the time.
Why not do a COVID lottery and everyone that dies wins?
Oh, yeah, you have a placebo or a pill with it in it, and if you don't do it,
I had it in Vietnam, Jed.
The COVID lotto, COVID lotto. Hey, mate, you just hit the nail on the head, mate. COVID-19. It's going to be called the COVID-20 though, because it's going to be worse than the 19.
Here, look, I'll show you a magic trick, mate. Here, look, what's that? Watch it, look. Watch it.
Wow.
Oh my god. You're a wizard, mate. You're a techno wizard. You're a magician. Krav Maga. He's a Krav Maga mug, and you're a magician. And what am I? I don't even know what I am. I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm not good, mate.
You're the guy that had brain damage.
That's right. Hey, I've got an excuse. What's yours?
You're brain damaged for 10 days or something.
I was in a coma for 10 days, and it took me 5 years to rehabilitate my frontal lobe. I've got dysexecutive syndrome, so I've got an excuse. What's yours?
That's why you're here with us. In the Matus.
One of us.
Exactly. Inshallah. Allah Akbar.
What the hell were you doing, Cakes?
Masturbate.
What are you
What
doing?
were you doing?
A joint or something?
Fixing my lip
He's making something up there in that corner.
Oh.
with
What
my
you doing?
mirror.
Are you engaging in this StreamYard thing on your phone, eh? What, you two? VB, you're on your phone, aren't you? Yeah. And
I'm on my phone and PC.
I'm on my phone and laptop.
I run the stream through my PC and I film through my phone, basically.
Oh, I get it, right. What about Jez?
Jed's fancy. He's got the iPhone. He's fancy.
Oh, is he? An Apple iPhone is not fancy. If you've got a dual SIM Windows 10 phone like me, that's fancy. Not an Apple iPhone.
You hear that, Jed? You hear that, Jed? You're Manimal's bitch now.
Man, I've got an iPhone 6, mate. Is that fancy?
That's all
That's
right.
old.
That's fucking
standard.
old, mate.
That's bog standard.
iPhone 6.
Sax. What, you mean a sexy
Sex.
iPhone? iPhone sax.
6.
Sax.
Oh, yeah,
A saxophone. A sax iPhone.
Sax. No, sex. It's like when they say it's perfect. It's a fucked up pair. It's perfect. A perfect curly whirly. And the McEwens. A pint of McEwens. And a wee bit of Jazz Dew. Do you get me? Do you ken? Hey, Ged, do you ken?
You ken what I mean?
What's going on in the chat, D?
No idea.
Nothing at the moment. It's literally gone dead since fluid dynamics on my screen anyway.
Hey?
Oh no, I used a Nokia 3310, the brick, says Paul Curran.
Oh, I've got one of those. In the oh, what a phone. It's a weapon, that phone, mate. You could smack
that was the first phone I ever got, was the Nokia 3310.
That would knock you out. I had a Sony Ericsson one with the bendy aerial, which was indestructible as well. I drove over it with my car just to test it, and it was all right. And then I had the brick phone for 6210. If you've got the arrows in the wrong direction, Jez, sort the arrows out, mate. You're going the wrong direction. I'm not over there.
Pass it to me, I'll sort it out.
And what has brought about this appeal anyway?
Pass it to VB.
Pass it to me, I'll fix it.
Yeah. I'm going to put my glasses on back to front now. You ready? What do you think of that?
Fancy.
I care.
Fancy.
See, you like my new glasses?
You look cool as fuck, mate. Cool as fuck.
That's because I fucking am cool.
That's because you're alpha. That's because you're fucking alpha, mate.
Cheers.
Join you.
Take one to no one.
The fuck? Oh, Jez. Oh, Jez.
I'll take you sit on the top of my nose, mate. There we go. Please sit on the top of your nose, like that.
Is that what you wear when you go down on your missus, kid?
Got to keep the spray out of your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep the phone
Oh, God.
I'll just go back to anonymous, I think, for now, just for a bit. But this time you can see, you're allowed to see my own.
What we're doing? Are we hiding our identities tonight? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing?
Mate, I can't hide. I can't hide from nobody.
So have you enjoyed yourself, Manimal? Have you enjoyed yourself
Thank
tonight?
you. Yeah, now you mention it, I've had an absolute riot. It's been great fun. It's been nice.
It's been good, mate.
I hope I haven't pissed anybody off too much.
Yeah, a few people, but
a little bit.
That's what happens when you go on YouTube. So.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Enough with the fucking guitars.
Yeah, for real, man. There's nothing worse than he starts playing his fucking guitar, man. He's just awesome, man. But when he plays his fucking guitar, I'm just like, no.
I'm gonna kill myself. Right, what's live on YouTube? I'm now going to strangle myself. You ready?
No.
No.
We're watching, mate. We're watching. Let's go. Strangle. Strangle time.
I mean, I'd really rather you didn't.
Well, I'm not going to.
Yay, entertainment! Come on, strangle yourself.
I am not that desperate.
No, Denny, man. No, Denny. Please, Denny.
On the dome, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Oh, no, you don't realise this is my...
Is this like a magic trick or something?
No, this is my charging cable. I'm like commanding...
That's what he's going to be doing later while he's jerking it.
I've got to plug myself in, otherwise I'm going to drop dead in a minute. Right, so here we go.
Wow. That's crazy, mate.
On, and I'm
what are you doing, mate?
What?
That's weird shit. He's going to plug his cell into the computer.
He's going he's going in excess on us.
I'm going live. I'm connecting myself to the mains here. Hang about.
He's getting all fucking Michael Hutchins on us.
I haven't got a gun, unfortunately. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, the poor guy. What a shame. It's not working. I'm going to strangle myself accidentally in a minute. It's not working.
Nah, man.
It'd be David Carradine, like somebody will find you in a closet, like sat there with a rope around your neck and your hand around your cock.
I've got the relevant connections, both in the real world and the fake world. Here we go. I'm plugging myself in. There's my Windows.
I reckon me and you could be friends, mate. I'm charging myself. I've got my tinfoil hats on.
The fuck?
That's actually aluminium now, mate. So I wouldn't be putting too much aluminium near your fucking bare skin, but
I know. I'm charging myself up to the computer.
Me too. I'm charging. No, you're charging yourself off the 5G, mate. What are you on about? You're a 5G, but you're a 5G bulb, aren't you? I bet you get. You climb the masts in your spare time, don't you?
I'll tell you what. I'll sell you this app for £5. How's that?
A £5? What? What £5? What, an Indian £5? I go on then.
And you get free NHS screen.
Aye. So you can get one of these. You can get a nice hat like this. You can get a visor like that.
How's that? On my head.
And a 2-pack of toilet roll.
From the COVID-19.
And a baggie. And a 10 baggie toilet roll.
2 sheets of toilet roll.
And I'll tell you what, if the smackheads run out of fucking foil, you can sell them that for £5, so you get your money back.
Aye, man.
Or you can sell it to your nana, which you can use it for the turkey.
You should start making survival packs on eBay, like a survival pack. A screen, like tinfoil.
Fucking hell, Jen.
You all know this.
What's that?
Do you know the Scottish Boffy?
Fucking hell, Jen. You're on a fucking winner here. Fuck the tinfoil. That's it.
Toilet roll.
That's it. Get in there, mate. Get in there. Fucking survival kit. Come on. Right, what we got? Right, we've got some tinfoil in there now. Fuck that, mate. Tinfoil.
So a couple of grains of rice and some flour, mate.
And some smack.
That's right, mate. Look what we got going on here. What we got, boys? Come on, let me have a look. What we got? We've got some. Right. So what I'm prepared to do for you, all right? Because you are an absolute fantastic people, and this is like fucking a TV show. So what we've got a survival kit here. We've got some toilet paper, just in case you run out. You've got your tinfoil hat in there, and I'll even, to help you out, to get you some energy, we'll put some sugar in there as well. How about that?
Oh, that's perfect.
Sorry, Jason.
That's perfect. Perfect, mate. I'll even throw in half a bottle. 50 quid. 50 quid for that, and a quarter of a bottle of fucking Desperados. And we got a deal.
Have we got a deal? Do you know what? I'll take it, mate. I'll take it for a £5.
Mate, you won't find this on Supermarket Sweep, mate.
Tell me about it. It's sold. I'm sold, mate.
We were talking about that fucking last week. Funnily enough.
Oh, never guess what's
happening. I'll even up the game. I'll even put a match in there as well. Look, so you've got a match, so you can back it.
A match as well. Oh, mate, that's worth it.
A match. One match.
Look at that. Survival bag.
You throw a spoon in there.
You're on another planet, mate. I don't know where you're at.
If you want a lighter, it's 100 quid.
What a line is 100 quid? What are you talking about? I can get 3G for a ton. Are you mad?
Cake's gone in hiding.
Oh.
Yeah, Cakes is there she goes. She's gone to hang herself.
Oh look, I've had to reboot. Look, I've had to reboot my brain display.
What's that? A sat nav?
Yeah.
That's TomTom.
No, it's what's called a Mio. It's called a Mio something or other. I don't even remember. It's a good one though. I like it. You just have to manually update it all the time. But it's not booting, it needs a charge, so I'll just have to leave it on charge. You're not going to get the HUD off me just yet. In the meantime, I shall read an excerpt from The Invisible Landscape by Terence McKenna. What would you like to know? Oh, I've got some highlights.
I'm good. I've listened to so many Terence McKenna things. I'm good.
Oh man, that's so 2012, 10.
Shut up.
9. I like to use this word on people, but it's so fucking cliche, man. It's so back in the day. It's so fucking. I was into all that shit. I was into the Alan Watts, all that shit, man. Back in my 20s, Alan Watts. It's new age bullshit, man. It's all new age bullshit.
The ideal model is to complete
Jesus Christ. Follow Jesus Christ, and you'll be all right, mate.
Significantly outside understanding is the process by which the nature of the present at hand will transform itself.
Nah, you're listening to all that Indian fucking Muju fucking kung fu bullshit. You need to listen to Jesus, man. You need to listen to Jesus.
Bless you, Jed. Don't say his name in vain. You need to repent.
Achoo. VB, speak up. You're man. I'm talking about the man.
You're going to hell.
Okay.
Me? Probably, man. Probably. Maybe we're already there. Maybe we're already here, man.
Yes,
it's not theory I haven't heard before.
Yeah, the theory is that this is purgatory because our true life is when we end up in the seventh heaven, as you see it in Christianity.
Are you reading the Bible?
No, I just know all this stuff.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, the seventh form of heaven. Oh, my internet connection's gone funny. Can you guys still see and hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Okay, seventh heaven.
My internet connection gets reset around this time of night, but if I've got an open connection, it won't cut it until I switch off, and then it will reset my internet on a Sunday night between 12 and 1 a.m. But I can always get on the dark web, and I can still maintain something I'm watching, or if I'm in a live stream, I can continue it. I'm on Talk Business. I don't really understand why it does it, but it just does.
The dark web. You still go on the dark web.
Yeah, of course I do. I use
what's the dark web?
Of course you do. Fucking hell. Yeah, no, stay away from that shit. It's like called dark web for a reason.
This is where you can get anything you want. If you want a bazooka or you want to get some stuff, you can get whatever you want on there. You want to build a bomb or you want to sort someone out with a
bomb
technique. No,
you not go out and build a bomb, guys.
Taiwanese hooker, anything.
Yeah, anything.
Can the government trace you? Can the government trace you in the dark web and stuff?
Listen, everything's available on the open market. I'm telling you. But I can't.
If you remember, the Silk Road got hit a few years back and leaked a load of people's files and shit, and the FBI didn't leak it, but the FBI managed to get hold of a load of people, and apparently there was loads of prosecutions over it. So.
Yeah.
Like Craigslist. Like, is that a Craigslist or Craigslist?
What you're talking to and referring there is Pirate Bay 1. That was when a lot of people got caught. The guy went to jail in America because the NSA tracked him down where he was administrating the Pirate Bay from. That's the Pirate Bay 1. Now you have the Pirate Bay 2, and we're talking pre-Pirate Bay was the Silk Road. That was where you could literally get anything at all in the universe that was available on planet Earth. You could get on the Silk Road, but not anymore. Unfortunately. It was a hell of a marketplace, like. Imagine Facebook.
What sort of bombs do they sell like? Do you know what I mean? What sort of bombs. They do like
they sell nukes. They sell nukes.
There was nuclear material. Yes, you could actually buy nuclear material, but not a genuine nuclear bomb because that would get scanned. But you could buy uranium, but not plutonium for whatever reason, because plutonium is heavily refined uranium, and you can't really send it to anybody.
How much? How much is like uranium a gram?
Like for like a milligram, it was like $10,000 or something. You know what I mean?
Wow.
What? Fucking hell, we're on the other dole, mate. You know what I mean? How are we going to hold out like that with lockdown?
Milligrams was something like 10. It was literally 100 grams or 10 milligrams or 100 milligrams, which is a tenth of a gram, was about $10,000. I swear down. Because I looked into it, I wasn't going to get something. I just was looking into it.
Wow. What's this internet?
Honestly, you could get everything.
What's this internet?
Are you like the jackal? Are you like the UK jackal? Sorry,
mate, I am. I can get the tackle. If you need it, I can get it.
Can you get a moon rock?
No. Take them all. You can't get a genuine moon rock anymore, mate. You're just going to get.
There is none.
Anymore, I was going to say, yeah. Have you ever been able to get a genuine
petrified wood? Petrified wood.
Yes, you can get that. Yes, rock from wood. Yes, you can get rock wood. Yeah, wood rock.
No, that's what the moon rock the NASA gave to what was it, the Danish government? It turned out to be petrified wood.
I'm not so sure.
How do you get on this dark web then? What's the website?
Well, you just go to the onionproject.com, the onionproject.org, and download the Tor browser. Do you want me to put a link in here or what? It's perfectly.
No. There's no links going in here about the dark fucking web. Fuck that shit. Fuck.
All it is
you want to find the dark web? You go find it yourself. Like shit.
Okay, yeah. I've got to agree with you on that. My Google ain't working anyway. I think you just go. I'll put it in the private. No, I can't even put it in the private chat.
It's all right. To be fair, they're telling them in the chat anyway. So if people nowadays can't go and figure it out for themselves.
If you're not au fait with the dark web, mate, you need to catch up a little bit because it's heavily used. Cryptocurrency is what you use on the dark web.
Mate, I don't trust cryptocurrencies, so
because it's quite hard to work out the crypto.
Well, the best thing is
seedy shit.
Yeah.
Best thing is you don't need to go on these fucking dark webs to make anything like that. You can just go to your local grocery store and it's all in there. Do you know what I mean? Just go straight down the bleach aisle, but don't drink it like Donald Trump does.
Just go to Aldi and Asda, yeah.
Yeah. What about that fucking Trump saying that disinfectant, inject disinfectant? What the fuck?
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
It was a figure of speech, and what he was saying, he was saying that the fake news media will make him look bad. It was a figure of speech. What he was saying, that if he could find a formula, a medical formula like that to clean the body, but you know what the media's like? They went, right, Donald Trump's just said inject disinfectant. You know what I mean? No. But
I listened to his speech. I listened to his speech though, and it sounded like he kind of did say that. Like his first speech.
He did. Yeah, he said that. He did say that. But if you watch his second interview, he turned around and set the media up.
Second one, yeah.
Yeah, he set them up, mate. That's what he
trolling them. Is he trolling them or some shit?
That's all he ever does.
But then he's trolling these people. What if people ran out and fucking started drinking disinfectant?
Nobody's gonna do that.
No.
Aye, right, man.
Nah.
What about the flat earthers? They'll do it.
Yeah, leave us alone. Leave them alone, you. Leave
them. Nah, man, there's flat.
I get rockwood at least twice a day naturally.
I'm just saying the Earth's flat, man, but I'm just saying flat earthers will drink disinfectant if Trump says so.
Me personally, I've been watching Donald Trump very, very closely. He's taking down the swamps, mate. That's what he's doing. He's taking the swamps down. He's taking down the Tower of Babel. Yeah,
really.
It gets a little bit deep. Yeah, basically, it's the sex trafficking and the kids and the paedophiles and all that lot. That's what he's doing. Why do you think he pulled the money from the WHO organization? Because Bill Gates needed that money there, so you lot can get vaccinated. He knows.
Nah, man, he's involved in all that shit, man. He's involved.
No,
in all
mate, he's not.
Shit.
No, he's not. He's not involved in it whatsoever, mate. He's stopping it. He's stopping.
Trump's a pedo. Trump's a pedo, man. We can now.
He's not, man. No.
Remember that shit he said about his daughter? How he'd fuck his daughter if it wasn't his daughter and shit.
Nah.
Remember that? He said that shit, man. He fucking said that. Like, everybody just forgets about that.
And the picture of him with Epstein and shit, like, I mean...
Epstein, like bumming Epstein on a fucking boat with his fucking trunks on and shit.
Trump and Putin, honestly, mate, they're the line of Judah, I'm telling you.
Nah, man, they're fucking... Nah, man.
Torpedoes, and Trump is basically a fart. It's the British word for fart, and that's what he is a ginger fart.
A ginger fart.
Right.
And that's
I think Kate's has kind of given up on us, so...
sorry if
I think
I'm
I'll
here.
probably... you are?
Lazy bitch.
Lazy bitch, go off your ass and get your fucking cam on. Let us see your misery. We want to see your misery and feel it. We want to feel the misery, Cakes. Let us
You
see
lazy
it.
bitch.
Alright, lazy bitch. Get your multicolored ass on the fucking screen.
No, if you look at who's got the screen,
fucking social justice warrior.
We just got Cakes back, so I'm muting you.
Fucking social justice warrior.
What?
Go on, you've got something to say because I'm going to have to get off soon. I'm pushing my limits more than I really.
These turn into Stephen Hawkins.
I am. At the moment, I actually am.
I have nothing to say anymore.
We need to talk. We need to talk.
I had loads to say. Loads of things I wanted to talk about, but
Diverse.
Yeah.
Somebody hijacked this shit, man. It feels like somebody just hijacked this.
It feels like it, and it feels like my co-host didn't listen to me. No matter how many times I put the word in the chat.
I'm so sorry.
So back in what, December maybe, when Jed and Phoebe had their fallout on the grey area. And then Jed brought the toilet back. What? When did that happen? What? And it kind of, from outsider's perspective, from an outsider's perspective, it came because somebody derailed their stream and Jed wouldn't, fix it. We came up with a thing that we use on our Xbox where we type in a code word and the other person has to agree or not agree. Ever since that happened, and I've been typing it in, typing it in, but no, been completely ignored, which is just rude.
I to be fair, I thought you'd been joking most of the night about it. I honestly did. So I can only apologise.
Not at all.
Oh, we need to apologise to Cakes. Sorry, Cakes. Sorry, we made it. Sorry, guys, we need to apologise to Cakes because the streams was crap tonight. Sorry, Cakes.
So, were we like completely unruly and just ruined it?
Vicnoid said, "Who would Cakes marry, kill, or bang from the 5 on the screen?"
Oh no.
Kill us all, I think, at the moment.
I don't really want to say. Look, I have definitive answers, but I don't want to say it.
Oh no, it's me. That's awkward. It's awkward.
No, she wants to bang me. That's a given.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, he's
hands down.
It's not the guy below me. There's no way. Just discount this.
Hey, you don't know. I'm really good in bed for you.
Cakes desperately wants to bang VB.
She keeps complimenting you like overly, and that's
I know because she wants to smash. She wants to smash hard at a medium pace. At a medium pace for an extended.
Wow, bitch doesn't know me well at all. Medium pace, no medium pace bullshit around here, VB.
At a medium pace for an extended period of time.
No medium pace bullshit.
It's hard pace for a long time or no pace at all.
That's how he does his deliveries.
Yeah, hard and fast.
That's who he reminds me of. I just fucking realised.
Kojak.
He reminds me of that. He reminds me of the nut job in Tremors. McNeil.
And
you ever seen Tremors?
Who does?
Tremors.
I've seen Tremors with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Is this the guy that lives in the shed with his wife?
Yeah.
The bomb shelter.
In the bomb
that's
shell.
it. Yeah, remind me.
Sniper rifle.
I see Ben Kingsley. I see Ben Kingsley.
He looks a bit Jewish, yeah, like a Jewish.
No, do not go there. You'll start something you don't.
Do you know the old one that loves his guns? Do you know what I mean? Him. He reminds me of him. Not you, BB. Him.
Him over there.
He loves his nukes. He likes his nukes and his uranium and shit. Yeah? This gun.
In his ear, look. Go on. Move your head, VB, when I poke you.
Yeah.
Wait, other way.
And when you going to end this shit, D?
Yeah, no, we are. We were in the process of ending it. I do apologise.
He was ending it at a medium pace.
Hey, Jed.
It always takes us ages to finish a show.
I'm connect with somebody on Facebook through this channel.
Thanks, everyone.
Cool?
Thanks, Jez. I put my answer in the chat,
Cheers,
by the
everyone,
way.
for popping by.
I put my answer in the chat, by the way.
Thanks, Jed, Mary, VB, and Killman.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I expected.
How you gonna bang Jed with his little 4-inch fucking? Right when he leaves, huh?
Stop being generous to try and get fucking Jed laid, mate. You know it's only 2 inches.
I'm going.
See, she's really gonna kill two people because if she wants to kill Manimal, but then she wants to marry me, and that's gonna end up killing me. So she's really just trying to kill two people.
VP, that's so mean. We'd have a great marriage. It would be a great time.
Anyway,
Until the 5 years when you dag me to death.
Cheers, man. Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Thanks,
Take
Jez.
care. See you soon. Ta-da. Bye.
2 minutes will be like
Medium pace.
2 minutes. No, 2 minutes.
Oh,
okay. Is everyone going to go?
cheers,
then?
VB. VB's gone as well.
Oh,
That was
thanks,
quick.
VB.
You guys, I'm sorry I did take over a little bit of time, but it was really good fun. I had a great laugh, and I'm not used to doing this very often. So thank you very much for.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Like I say, if you do come around next time, yeah, just take note of when you are getting in a bit too much into it, and give other people a bit of time. Like that's kind of all you've really got to get used to. It's a give and take in these things. It's a conversation. It's not a lecture.
Yeah. Sometimes. Thank you. I realise what you're saying. I understand.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Great, really good to meet you guys. Thanks for letting me in for the night.
No worries. Thank you.
Right. See you again at some random point in the future.
All right, man.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah. I do apologise. I noticed probably about 30 minutes ago that you probably weren't joking, but up to that point, like I say, I honestly thought you were just going along with the chat and having a joke. So, well, I know some of the
If
chat.
I put the code word in the chat,
Yeah,
I'm fucking serious.
right. In future, it's noted. You will see that I am fist.
I feel like we might have to also maybe I'll ask you in a minute actually. Talk to you about that in a minute. Right. But chat, thanks for
bearing out. Yeah.
Looking after me. Thanks for looking after me. And Chris, thanks for having my back and chilling with me, not making me lonely while I've been sat in silence, wanting to hang myself. Vlad, it's a shame you're never going to drink again, but like I said, you should have listened. I'm going to tell you all my Corona points next week. And we'll have a great time. Maybe one day I'll set up the StreamYard and I'll have the button.
You can have the controls, yeah. Now you can. You should, yeah.
I think that if I have the power,
yeah, I can sit and chill then. I'd probably be more happy sat in bed and just chilling, and we can probably go on another hour or two on this. So yeah.
Well, I mean, with this lockdown nonsense, I'm honestly happy to go on for quite a while. You know, I mean, I don't have any place to be. You guys don't have any place to be. You know, Dan doesn't have any place to be because on a Sunday, like I feel bad because Dan's got work, and you know, I want to go and have a. I'm going to say cuddle, just because I think there's been too many dark web nonsense things going on today for me to say anything like I normally would. I don't want to give Copper and YouTube any more reason to tell me off. Jed, thank you for being a snowflake as always. It's very much appreciated. VB, you and I both know we would have a spectacular marriage. So, you know, Vic Lloyd, it's been good to see you. Paul, everybody else. I started this as though I was going to mention everybody's names, but you all know I'm far too fucking lazy.
There was a lot of people in chat tonight. Actually, it was yeah, a bit spotchy, but it was pretty flowing. It was good. So
yeah. The chat's been great. I mean, me and the chat have hung out. It's been great. I felt like one of the Shill's little errand girls. You know, like they have the girls reading out the messages because that's all they're good for. That's what I felt like.
I'm so sorry. Well, it definitely won't happen again. No, because you're taking control from now on. Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm too lazy for that. Right, guys. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna go. Dee needs to lie down, and we'll see you next week. We'll definitely see you on Saturday on the toilet. And maybe on Vlad's Wednesday stream, which will be at 8 p.m. GMT, which is 3 p.m. Central Time. I did the translation for the English folks. So, yeah, we'll see Vlad on Wednesday.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Be good.
Bye-bye. Bye.